little technical difficulties to start the show. That's all right. We're newbies at this whole thing, so that's totally fine. Hey, can you guys hear us? Can everybody hear us? Give us some thumbs up for those of you who are hanging out on video. Beautiful, beautiful. What's going on, guys? Blaine Duncan here from Halloween Lives, joined as always by my brother Austin. It's Live 75. We've been waiting a long time to do another live show. We had our Hot Ones challenge was the last one we did. We had actually considered doing something similar for this one, and then we just decided that our internal organs were just not quite up for it again for this. So we're going back to kind of what we did actually a year ago right now. So Austin and I are traveling. We're down in Iowa. We're going to be doing a little bit of filming tomorrow for a little project that we're working on. And a year ago at this exact time, we were in this exact hotel doing Live 25. And here we are a year later doing Live 75. And we've already seen some faces in here of people who were with us for Live 25. They're back for Live 75. And we're really, really excited to get to talk to them. But I've done all the talking so far. What?
Yeah. Hi, guys. It's me. Super pumped to be chatting with all you guys. Welcome to Live 75. We're going to have a really, really, really fun night. Obviously, we're going to be chatting with all you guys. We got some special surprises up our sleeves. And
one very, very special surprise specifically, and we're going to bring this person on. So we told you guys we were going to have somebody from the original 1978 John Carpenter's classic Halloween join us for this episode. And we are really, really glad to bring this person on. And we're going to do this in just a second. But before we bring them on, I do want to say that we're going to allow people to obviously ask questions of this person. They're only going to be here for just a little bit, and we want to be respectful of their time. But if you guys have questions for them, throw it in the comment or the comment section. We'll be reading those, and we'll read them out loud and make sure that we get to as many questions as we possibly can. So, man, let's do it. I'm really excited about this. This was our very first celebrity guest that we had on the program. And we're going to be talking with none other than Sandy Johnson, who played Judith Myers in Halloween 1978. Sandy, how you doing? Good to see you again.
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you guys?
Oh, man, we couldn't be better. We're so excited to have you here, for real. I mean, we were talking about, we're like, okay, having a guest would be really fun for us for this show. It would make it extra special. But having our very first celebrity guest that we had on the show makes it even that much more special. And having Michael Myers' sister on the show makes it even more special. So we really, really appreciate you coming on and joining us for this. And we know that all the fans who are watching right now are obviously super excited as well. So we got an opportunity to meet you down or out at Halloween 45. How was that? How did you like that convention? Were you at age 40 or was age 45 your first Halloween convention?
Age 40 was my very first convention.
Okay.
My agent found me just a few months before that. And I was at age 40 and age 45, and they were both awesome. Great conventions.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was so surprised at how many people. I mean, I expected for it to be a big convention, but I had no idea just how big it was. And yeah, it was really, really exciting. So we obviously had you on the show back. I don't remember what episode it was. It was like episode 3. Yeah, it was very early on for us. And we got a chance to talk with you. But just in the meantime, while we're sitting here, walk us through the process of how you were cast as Michael Myers' sister in that film in 1970, and how did that whole thing come to be?
Well, I was managed by the Playboy agency. They had modeling and acting, and I received a call from the agency that said I had an interview for a horror film, and that it was called The Babysitter Murders. And so I said, okay. So I went on the interview, and John Carpenter, Deborah Hill, and some other people were there. Of course, at the time, I didn't know them. They weren't famous. So it was just another job interview. And they were very nice. They had me read this, parts of the script. They had me scream. So yeah, it was just a typical interview, and I thanked them for inviting me. And like within a day or two, my agency called and said that I had been cast as Judith Myers.
Incredible. And here we are 45 plus years later now. And this is, the probably the biggest franchise in the horror community. How does it feel to know that, you were a part of making that happen? I mean, is it surreal to you to be sitting here 45, 46 years later and going, we're still here talking about this little itty bitty film that was really supposed to not be much, but here we are.
Right. It is surreal. It is, it's totally amazing for me, really. To be not only Michael's first kill, but his only kill when he's young Michael, and to be the first few minutes of the very first movie with so many that came after. I mean, that whole thing is just kind of really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. What was your kind of first reaction to the movie? What did you think? Did you think it was going to turn into anything big like it has been?
I didn't really know. I mean, it didn't get great reviews when it first came out. It did scare the hell out of me in the theater. I didn't really know the story because since I had such a short part and I was only there one day, nobody really told me, okay, this is the whole story. He's going to grow up to be a mass murderer. All of this I did not know. So when I went to see the movie, it was like, oh my God, this is really terrifying. And so it was kind of a surprise, but yeah, it was, I didn't know really what would happen with it. And then it seemed like, even though the reviews weren't that good, the fans liked it. So the official reviews, not so good, but then the fans loved it. So they started saying, hey, bring that to our neighborhood. And so it started its, tour of the country, and there's history.
That's awesome. Yeah, it really is amazing when you sit back and you look at the history of this franchise and where we are today. They're talking about a TV show now. They're talking about all these different things that are potentially going to come, more films, things like that. And it's pretty amazing to think that it all stemmed from this little itty bitty horror film that was made, back in 1978. What has life been like for you since, because obviously you weren't a part of the sort of I'll call it the horror community and doing the conventions and things like that for a very, very long time. But what has it been like since you kind of, I want to say rediscovered, but like since you were rediscovered in a way?
Oh my gosh, it's been really fun. It really has been fun. You get to my age and things are kind of over. I still had a few things on my bucket list, but
of course,
yeah, no really big plans. And then all of a sudden, wham, I'm going to conventions and making movies, and life is brightened up again. So that's really fun. I mean, it's changed everything. And of course, my husband loves going to them, and he looks forward to them. He loves the fans, and he actually has some fans of his own.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's been amazing. I couldn't be happier, and I'm so grateful that Rick and Rick, my agent, found me and brought me back, because it's changed so many things.
Right. Well, and I think the fans are grateful, because I think that's you are a piece of this franchise's history, and a very, very important piece of the history, because that, Austin and I were just talking about this the other day. When the first time you see that film, you don't know what you're in for, and just that opening scene, the way it was filmed, the how scary it really is, and then to find out that it's this 6-year-old boy that was the one who was actually responsible for this, it's so scary. So I think, having you back, or in this community, and to be able to come and do things like this and to do conventions, I mean, we are the people who are obviously very, very fortunate to have you here. So what do you have next, kind of up on your plate?
Next weekend, I will be in Oklahoma City for a convention there, which will be really fun. And then I have Iowa and Vermont coming up later in the year. And then I have another one in November that I can't announce yet.
Okay.
So I have
All right. Very good. Very
four.
good.
Last year, of course, was crazy with H45. I was
Right.
like gone. It seemed like all year.
I bet.
With the cast, it felt like we were on tour. Like I'd
believe
say, hey, see you guys next weekend. Hey,
Right.
see you guys next weekend. So we spent a lot of time together last year, which was really fun.
It almost, I never really thought about that before, but it almost must feel in a way like kind of a small family. I mean, you must see, I'll use PJ Souls. You must see PJ all the time. And it must be like, just like you said, hey, we'll see you next weekend. So in a way, it must feel like a small family as you guys sort of travel around to these bigger conventions, right?
Absolutely. In fact, I'm seeing PJ this weekend in Oklahoma.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
yeah, she's such a doll. They all are really. It's always last year with all of us traveling, pretty much together and being all the same conventions. And it was amazing. It was so much fun. So much fun.
Did you get an opportunity to see or talk to John at all, John Carpenter, when you were at H45? I know he was kind of in and out pretty quick.
I did see him briefly at H45. The most time I've spent with John since filming was actually in Steel City Con, I think 2 years ago, maybe. And wow, it was crazy. It was just him and I. We were the only ones from Halloween that were there. So we were in the same room. We did a panel together. And you talk about me feeling nervous. Oh my God. I thought, normally when I'm there, it's all of us, So, the conversation moves and it's not so nerve-wracking. But I thought, oh my God, it's just going to be John and I on the stage with a gazillion people. And nobody's going to ask me any questions. It was just, I was going into it. I thought, oh my God, what a nightmare. And actually, he was so nice about it. I mean, he asked me questions like when they would say, so what do you think about it, Sandy? I mean, he was so gracious so that I didn't tell him I was nervous, but it probably was very obvious.
Wow. I'm sure it was a lot of fun for him too. I mean, it has to bring back a lot of memories.
It turned out really well. In fact, it's on YouTube, I think, the interview with me there. But
awesome.
It was actually a really good interview. He was very funny. So yeah, it turned out to be great. But that's really the most time that I spent with them.
Okay. Well, we have a couple questions coming in. First one is from Byron, and you kind of already answered this question, but he said, Sandy, I remember meeting you in Cincinnati, Ohio back in 2021 Horror Hound Convention. And since then, I was wondering what it was like attending H45 in Pasadena. So you kind of touched on that a little bit. It was a lot of fun. Do you plan on, if there's an H50, do you plan on being there?
Absolutely. I wouldn't miss it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Rob just shot up with a question here. Sandy, what direction do you think the Halloween TV series should go?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, if it was up to me, I'm very partial to the way Michael was portrayed early on. I really liked it when he really didn't know what he was going to do, who he was going to kill. I mean, some people he would just walk right by them, and others you thought he was going to kill, but he didn't. So I really liked that suspense of not really knowing, what he was going to do. The later ones, it just seemed like he killed everybody.
Right.
So, so if he was coming, you just assumed everybody was going to die. And to me, that kind of lost a little bit of the Michael that I liked. It was kind of missing for me. So I kind of hope they maybe take it back where it's a little bit more suspenseful and you can't just assume that everybody he sees is going to die.
Right. I like that.
A little predictable in that way.
Yeah.
Next one's coming in from Slashing It with Matt. He says, Sandy, what is your opinion on the new David Gordon Green trilogy?
Well, I'll tell you, I really liked 2018. I thought it was very creative. I loved the house and the creativeness with the house itself, the design of the house. I loved all of that. So, and of course it scared me. There were some very iconic scenes in it where they hold the mask up at the sanatorium, and everybody gets all nervous. And then when he lifts the mask up out of the trunk, I guess it is, I mean, there's just scenes in there that just get me. They stayed with you. I didn't really have that on the other two. The only exception was the fireman scene in the beginning. I really liked the opening with the fireman. So, I mean, James Jude Courtney is so good, and he was just great in the beginning of that. So that one is iconic for me. But after that, I don't know. It just didn't grab me like the ones before.
Well, and you can go ahead and throw the next one up, Austin. The next question we had was this came from Solid Saturn 03. How do you feel about Halloween Ends?
Yeah, I just didn't care that much for it. I don't know. I mean, they definitely got rid of Michael. That's what they wanted to do. I mean,
there's no question.
That's about as gone as you can get. But I don't know. I thought it was kind of more of a story about Lori. I don't know. It just didn't seem to fit as well for me. So I don't know. It just didn't do it for me.
Sure. Oh, I get it. I totally get it. Let's see. We got one just came in from our buddy Dominic. It says, "Hi, Sandy. Have you ever watched any Halloween fan films? I know one you might be interested in. So check out, if you get an opportunity, Sandy, check out Halloween Stocks. I don't know if is it still up on YouTube. Dominic's going to have to fill us in a little bit. I know he's going to come on the show, but if you get an opportunity, check out Halloween Stocks. It's really, really well done. Our buddy Dominic made it. And it's really just sort of an ode to, to a love letter, I think he calls it, to the John Carpenter classic.
Okay, cool. I'll watch that. But as Andrew's question, yes, I have watched some fan films, and there are some very good ones out there. So yes, I have.
There are. Well, good. Well, Sandy, we cannot thank you enough for coming on. I told you we were going to keep you for just a little bit, and I want to be respectful of your time. But truly, from the bottom of our hearts, it's great to have you on the show again, because this is a it's a franchise that we love, and as does every single person who is watching this and who will watch this. And like I said, you're a piece of that history. So to sit here and chat with you and talk to Judith Myers right here in the flesh, it's incredibly it's an honor for us, and we just cannot thank you enough for coming on the show tonight.
No, you're welcome. I appreciate all the fans that follow me and come on. I really do appreciate. I love them all. So they are so good to me. The community has just welcomed me in so graciously. So I am truly blessed, and I appreciate it.
That's awesome. Well, you're getting lots of thank yous in the comments. Everybody's saying thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Sandy. And again, thank you from Austin and I. We appreciate you coming on, and we're going to see you at H50. I promise you, we're going to see you at H50. We'll stop by and say hi when we're out there.
All right. Well, maybe before even.
Hopefully, that would be great too. That'd be awesome. Sandy, enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much again for coming on.
Of course, you too. Thanks for having me.
Take care.
Thanks.
It's the second time. Well, the third time technically we've talked to her.
Yes,
and she was a sweetheart the first time we talked to her. She was a sweetheart the second time we talked to her. She's a sweetheart the third time we talked to her. She's just an awesome woman. And what a special treat for us, and I'm sure for people watching right now too. This is, like I said, this is a franchise that we have to remember that this is a 45. Yeah, put my name up on this thing.
I just realized
Austin's got only his name up on this. He's changing the name right now to be correct, so that it says the Duncan Brothers and not just Austin, selfish son of a gun.
I just wanted Sandy to only see my name.
Right. She's going, who's that other dude?
She didn't know your name from nobody.
Didn't.
I gotta
do you
put
want
this
me to
on.
hold your microphone?
Please. Thank you.
Here,
this is nice. If you could do this the rest of the show, that'd be fantastic. All right. Well, hey guys. How's it going?
Live 75. Thank you so much to everyone who's here right now. We have a lot of people that are watching at home, and then we have people that are sitting here waiting to come on, and we're going to just start pulling people on chat, because that's exactly what we're here to do. So you want to give us our first one? Who do we have up first?
And yeah, it is completely random how we see people up here. So if you haven't gotten picked yet, just wait your turn. I promise we're going to get to everybody who shows up tonight. Obviously, we're going to be chatting with you guys who are hanging out in the comments as well. But we're going to kick it off.
Let's do it.
Slashing it with Matt. How we doing, man?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, man. Good to see you. Good to talk to you. How you been?
Yeah, pretty good. Just excited to talk some Halloween. I've been looking forward to this, so I'm excited.
Absolutely. I can't remember. You've been on a live show with us, right?
Yeah, Live 50. Yep.
Okay. All right. That's. Yep. I was trying to remember. So I don't. Going back to those shows, I don't remember what it was that we talked with everybody about. But right. I mean, talk us through, just since we're here right now. How did you get to be a fan of this franchise in particular? I love the posters in the background, by the way.
Oh yeah,
sick.
No, and I actually painted this room recently, even though Kills is not my favorite movie. I love the color. They did the Myers house on the inside, so I kind of like use that for inspiration in here. So yeah. But basically how it started for me, and I think I also told you this on Live 50, was it all started for Halloween H2O with me. I watched that movie. I had no idea it was a sequel to anything because I was younger. I think when that movie came out, I was like 12 years old. So, oh no, I take that back. I was 10. So then I watched that. And then I think in like 2001, someone in school gave me a copy of the original Halloween, and I watched it. I loved it. I put 2 and 2 together. Then finally Halloween Resurrection came to theaters in 2002. And that was my first Halloween in the theater experience. So I went to go see that. And then like my knowledge of the franchise, my love for the franchise only grew from there. So like every other film, Rob Zombie's 1 and 2, the David Gordon Green trilogy, saw every movie in the theater. And every Halloween, I love watching this series. I usually start in July. So I've been watching the movies now. And I love Michael Myers. He's my favorite. He always will be.
I like your method, taking like a few months off and then starting in July. I feel like that's probably closer to what we should do.
Yeah. I'll be honest. So number one, I will say, I agree with you 100%, Matt. And I wish I could do that. I wish I had the willpower to not watch some of these movies. Mm-hmm. And for the most part, the Halloween films, the franchise, I don't watch them until October, but something I told Austin this a couple weeks ago. I'm like, something happens when we hit July where things change for me. And it's like, I can feel it coming. Like I can feel Halloween is just around the corner. And it's so much fun to finally like get to that point where we can watch these movies that we love so much. I know for me, I had a few years ago, I'll call it like a Halloween burnout where I think I watched, and maybe for some people this isn't a lot, for me it was a ton. I watched like 68 movies in the month of October, and I freaking didn't want to watch another horror movie for like 3 months after that. I was burned out. Have you ever had, do you ever feel like that? Do you ever get that feeling where you're just kind of like, I need a break from horror. I need some, romantic comedies or something.
Just about to say rom-com. Give me a rom-com.
So usually like for me, with starting in October, I start out like kind of gradual. And then once we hit, sorry, I think I worded that wrong. I start in July, start amping it up a little bit more in August. September's big. October's big. And I kind of like separate it out. Me and my wife, we have a thing where we pick a certain amount of horror movies and, kind of do like maybe 3 or 4 a week. So I'm not getting too burned out. So I kind of like separate it out from July all the way to October. And then once November hits is when we start to get into like Christmas movies. So for me, I guess I make it so I don't get burned out in October. And the reason I start in January is because I love the Halloween season so much. And I feel like limiting it down to 1 month is just, I don't know, not long enough. Because when November hits and I start watching those Christmas movies, I miss Halloween. I really do.
Right. I totally agree. Those Hallmark movies, man, they'll drive you right back to Halloween in 2 seconds.
They really do. I agree with that.
You start wishing a few of those guys would get, electrocuted in the balls by what's his face?
What are you talking about, Bucky?
No, Busta Rhymes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Busta Rhymes. Yeah.
God, no, don't get no more Busta Rhymes.
Yeah,
I remember. So I do remember, Matt, talking to you now when we did our live show, because I remember you talking about Halloween H2O was your first, and that was my first, and most likely Austin's, I would assume, right?
It's definitely the one when I was like young that was easily my favorite. Halloween, and it felt like new and fresh, and it is still one of my tops.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
no, it's great. You know, I love the new trilogy. I watch those over and over, and I know you guys talk about how, you know, Halloween Kills isn't your favorite film either, and how you actually like Halloween Ends, and I'm right there with you guys. Like Halloween Kills, it was there for the kills, it lived up to its name, but the comedy in there, it just didn't fit. It was too much evil dies tonight. Too much scenes you could not take seriously, and like, you know, I get it. In that movie, they wanted to do full on fan service, but they overdid it a little bit, you know?
Yeah. You're in good company here, because that's exactly how we feel. I mean, I'm sure you've heard us talk about it, that it's, you know, the film itself, yes, it's a Halloween movie. Yes, I will watch it every single year, and I love it just like I do all the others. But when it comes to the films that I really consider to be like my favorites, it is definitely not at the top. Of course, yes, it's a Michael Myers film, and we'll always have that to rely on, but definitely not a fan of it. Where do you hope the franchise goes from here?
Well, so with the series, like, there's a couple different things for me. From what we've heard, is they're going to kind of like pick up from the original, kind of like David Gordon Green did.
Mm-hmm.
So if they go down that route, you know, I would like to see maybe, you know, Michael Myers potentially never being caught in 78, and then somehow making a return like a year later, kind of seeing that 70s vibe, kind of how we did see in Halloween Kills, or maybe even go 10 years down the road, kind of like what Halloween 4 did, and kind of stick with that, because I think, you know, with our 3 new movies, we got modern day. I kind of want to see Michael more back in the 80s. And another thing you guys talk about is not seeing Laurie Strode, not having her involved. And I agree with that. Like, let's see him going on a rampage in the 80s. She's moved on. That's kind of what I want to see.
Right. And that's something that we really haven't talked about on the show too, is that there is now this rumor that it's supposed to be a direct sequel to the original film.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing we have talked about is, if this whole thing is a extended flashback scene from Halloween Kills, sign us up. Like that.
Oh,
that
yeah.
is absolutely going to be a great show if that's what they choose to do.
Yeah, I'm for it 100%. But one thing I do not want to see like an anthology series like Halloween 3. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah. I totally agree. I think that would be, you know, I don't want to say disservice to the franchise, but it just wouldn't be like, we want Michael Myers, right?
Yeah.
Give us Michael. And I'm all for like a Halloween themed series that is Tales from a Crypt-esque, that's just all Halloween based, but not actually associated with this franchise.
Right.
Yeah,
right. I agree. Like I guess if they wanted to go down like a route where like Michael Myers is still in the same universe, like in existence, kind of like how they did Halloween Ends, I could go for that. Like, have different stories take place in the city of Haddonfield, you know, with kind of like sprinkle like talk of Michael Myers. And I'm even okay with that. Like, I don't know if they would like change the story like every season, but that's something to look into as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
Matt, we always appreciate your support. You've been there with us for a long time, and we really appreciate you. Where can people, you want to throw out like any Instagram handles or anything like that?
So right now, basically, what I'm focusing my time is TikTok, everything with Matt. And basically what I'm talking about on there is sobriety, mental health, focusing on those things, you know, helping myself with it and hopefully helping others with it along the way. I go on lives on there quite often, and, you know, people sharing their stories with me, and it's very moving. It's very uplifting. So it's a very positive environment to be in. So that's what I'm working on right now.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's very cool. And I have a lot of respect for you for that, because that's something that is not normally probably like brought up a lot in this community, but I think there are people like yourself who can be out there helping others and doing that kind of thing. So that's super cool.
Yeah.
So dude, thank you so much for coming on the show. And once again, thank you as always for supporting us. And
absolutely,
you know, it's always fun chatting with you online. So I'm sure we'll be in touch soon.
Yeah, you guys too. I really appreciate it. I respect what you guys do. All right.
Awesome. Thanks, dude.
Thanks so much, Matt.
Appreciate it. Take care. What a cool dude.
Yeah.
And obviously doing some really cool things that I mean, that's really cool.
We're not doing shit.
No,
dude.
No,
we just talk about we talk about horror movies. Right. This guy's out there saving people. I mean, I'm really the guy here who's not doing shit.
Let's be honest. Yeah, let's be honest here. You're the
I'm the
one bringing this whole group down. Let's bring somebody else on the show. Who do we have lined up here?
All right. So next up, we got another person. I'm going to be the guy who doesn't do
let's
shit.
bring on another hero, shall we?
Yeah, it's hero talk.
Let's bring on another hero. And it's our good buddy, Mike. Mike, you're muted. Let's get Mike unmuted here.
Here we go.
I'll let Austin run the.
Yeah.
There we.
Oh, then I muted him. Mike, you're unmuted. How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Austin, you want to give us a little, just a little bit more volume? There we
go.
What's happening, brother? How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Oh, good. You got the day off, or what's going on?
Oh yeah, I'm a 40-hour guy now.
Oh, geez,
So.
these trucky guys, Hey,
Well,
it's always good to see.
After a whole career just kicking ass on the truck, man.
I get it. I understand. I understand. I
Yeah.
aspire, Mike, just to be just like you someday. So hopefully I'll get there,
Yeah.
No,
I hear you,
Mike and I like to give each other a hard time. We're both firefighters. We do the same job, just different roles at work, and there's a friendly little competition, I guess, between us. But
Yeah.
Mike, you've been on the show a couple times now, and it's always good to have you on. We're getting close to Halloween, or getting closer to Halloween. Are you working on you? So tell everybody first off, for those people who don't know who you are, tell them a little bit about what you like, your home haunt that you do.
It's called the Old Country Lane Graveyard, and I've been putting it on for about 15 years now. And the neighborhood really likes it. We do a food drive, part of Halloween night. We give the food out to a local food bank, and it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. So do you build new props or any sort of setup for your haunt every year, or are you kind of pretty established and you're putting up the same stuff and just maybe moving it around or doing whatever?
I build both. I build something new every year, and then I keep all my old stuff till it breaks.
That's awesome. I would really love to do, like, I decorate my yard. Austin actually helps me.
Yeah.
I decorate my yard pretty decent. Like, it's, I've got a lot of homemade stuff that I've made, and it's pretty creepy. It's, as a matter of fact, the little girl that lives down the block called it the Spook House, which I thought was freaking awesome. So she calls it the Spook House on the block. And but here's my problem is, number one, I want to spend a ton of money on new stuff every year. Number two, I have nowhere to put it once I have it. Do you have like a storage unit, or where do you put all your stuff at?
Well, actually, I just expanded the side of my house. I put all pavement in so I can help store stuff. It goes in the attic. It goes in the shed. It goes on both sides of the house. Closets. It's all over the place. I'm looking at one of my newest stuff right over here that I won't show you, but it's everywhere. And I saw yours, man. Yours is good. I saw yours on Instagram. You got good lighting, and it looks great.
I found that lighting is really important, and I'm actually I did it last year, and I'm doing it again this year. There's the local school, which is it's not even a school anymore. It's the church is doing a haunted house. They do it in this old gymnasium in this school in the town that I live in. And I got involved with it last year, just a very kind of last minute deal. And then they said, hey, why don't you come on and sort of be one of the, I'll call it like a board member, I guess, for lack of a better word, where I'm really a part of the planning phase. And so we're doing that again this year, and Austin is helping out. Austin helped last year.
Yeah. I'm going to be out there. I'm setting up and then getting out there and scaring people. And I think last year for me was a little bit last minute, but this year I'm part of the planning a little bit. And you and I have been talking about costumes, what we're going to be out there doing. And it's a really fun thing. I finally have a yard this year. So
yeah, Austin just moved in a new place. He's got a yard finally.
It might be time. I got to hit you up, Mike. We can talk about strategy.
Oh, it's just follow your heart, man. We all love Halloween. So
That's
like
right.
you guys said. So
That's right,
have
exactly.
fun with it, and I'll help you if you can.
Are you getting ready to start watching some Halloween films, as in the franchise, or do you do that all year long?
I pretty much do it all year long.
Yeah.
Father's Day weekend, I think I mentioned that to you in one of our chats. I watched the original Halloween 2, and then I watched
That's
Kills.
right. That's right.
And,
okay.
those are different movies.
Remind
They're kinda
me.
the same.
Remind me again. Are you a Kills fan?
You know, I do like that movie. Like you guys have said, it to me it's like two different movies. I mean, you have the awesome kills, and then you get to the dialogue, and it just rips you right out of the movie.
Brutal.
You know, if they say evil dies tonight one more freaking time, I
Right. Right.
So
What's so funny is like I have not met one person in this community who's like, oh, that evil dies tonight thing didn't bother me. Everybody hates that phrase. And it's like, you know, did the test audiences that they screened, did they not go, hey guys, I would maybe tone down on the evil dies tonight stuff?
Yeah.
Or if they did they not listen to them? Because everybody freaking hates that.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I noticed after about the third time I saw the movie is that when Tommy Doyle leaves the bar to go take the bat and go beat up Michael Myers or whatever, he puts a coin in the box. And you guys know what the box says?
No. What?
It says, "Love lives today."
You know what? I may have noticed that.
And then what's her name says, "Yeah, but evil dies tonight." And then it's all downhill from there.
That's right. I feel like I do remember that, and because I remember thinking that was really just cheesy also, right? I mean, we have some really great writing, and then we have some horrible writing in that trilogy.
Yeah. I was psyched about Anthony Michael Hall being cast because I thought that was going to be good. But
right.
I'm not sure if it was the acting that was bad, or I don't know if the dialogue. I mean, I don't think Morgan Freeman could have pulled off that speech
right
in that bar. That was so bad. Sometimes you just fast forward through it.
I agree.
Then the kills, man, it kicks butt.
Mike, we got a question here from Byron. He says, out of all the Halloweens besides the original, which movie has the best cinematography and music score?
You know, I'll go with Curse. I love how Curse of Michael Myers works or looks.
Yeah,
I think it has a very Halloween feel to it. I think it's filmed well, and it's a good soundtrack. I like that one a lot. And I think part 2 is really great too. Part 2 is so 80s. It's so awesome.
Yeah, the nice part about 2 is that, you know, and I'm sure this is obviously no surprise to anybody, we've talked about this, but like I watch it right after 78. I watch it on Halloween night every year. I watch 78, then I watch part 2. And it really is, it's like getting a 3-hour Halloween film. And I love that about it if you watch it in that way. But have you read any? I know you got you and I chatted that you got the novelization that just came out. I think you got the H45 version. Have you read through that? I know you found we were talking about some of the errors and the blunders that are in it, but have you read any more of that?
Yeah, I read the whole thing. I mean, like right when I got it, I cracked it open and read it. I had never read the book before. What?
What'd you think of it?
I thought it was good. Some of the more detail about when he's at Smith's Grove was just kind of like, all right, but for the most part, the beginning part's kind of cool. It gives a new twist on it. The book itself, the artwork was incredible, but I don't want to dump on anybody, man, but I could not believe the number of spelling errors that are in that book.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, it was like one of them there was like a random equal sign in one of the paragraphs just sitting there for no reason. I was like, what the hell is this?
Right.
Like, they just type it out and like, good, we're good.
The only thing, I mean, I almost wonder, and I don't know this obviously for a fact, but I wonder if, I know they really wanted to get it out for H45. Like, were they behind and they had to rush it to the publisher or the printer, you know, whatever? Yeah. Because you would think for something of that magnitude, you would think that Trancas would really like dot their I's and cross their T's literally to make sure that it reads the way that it should.
Well, they didn't.
They didn't. No,
they didn't cross any T's or dot any I's, man. They just typed it and let go, man. And
I haven't read it yet. I've not read it yet. I bought it for Austin. Was that for your birthday?
I got it for my birthday.
I got Austin that for his birthday. So I have to read it yet, but
I can't read. So it's mainly just a picture book for me.
They're great pictures.
Yeah, exactly. Mike, where can people find you at?
On Instagram, it's Halloween Yard Hunt in Oklahoma. In OK, actually.
Yeah,
So,
Oklahoma, beautiful Oklahoma. I was down there in May and loved it down there. It was fantastic.
man, it's nice right now. I can't believe it's July. It's supposed to be 110 degrees and it's only like 80.
That's awesome.
Damn.
That's awesome. Well, hey, I'm going to be most likely coming through again next May, so I might hit you up and see if we can't get together and have a beer or something.
That sounds good, man. We'll get you on the ride along, get you on the truck, get that.
Yeah, show me what a real
green
firefighter's
stuff.
like.
Yeah, man, I was on the engine for like 10 years, brother. You guys do it. It's both of them are great. So
We work together. That's right. Mike,
Yeah.
always good chatting with you, buddy. Take care, and we'll be in touch.
you too, man. Hey, you guys have a great guest, great show, man. Congratulations on everything. Keep it up.
Thank you
Mike.
so much.
Appreciate it. Awesome, dude. Yeah, Mike and I chat quite a bit online, and we have some similar I'll call it life beliefs.
Yeah.
Life beliefs. We chat a lot about just some stuff, craziness in the world, and all that good stuff. Let's see, who else do we have? Let's see. Yeah, let's bring on Chris. Chris, what's up, man? Chris, if I remember correctly, are you coming to us all the way from Australia? Chris,
We're mute. We're mic'd. We're
yeah,
we're
we got
muted.
we got no audio. Let's see.
Chris, you got an entire music studio around you. I believe in your power.
We
right
believe
now.
in you, Chris.
Start plugging and unplugging anything in that room.
Nothing, Chris. Here's what we're gonna do. We'll take you down and we'll bring you back on in a few minutes. All right. Nothing yet. We'll bring you back on. Let's chat with our boy Dominic. Dominic,
Whoa.
we caught you off guard. We caught you by surprise. How you
did?
doing?
I'm good. I'm sorry I'm bypassing Chris. I was eager to hear what he had to say.
Yeah, I know. That's all right. We'll get him back. What's going on, dude? We haven't talked in a while. How you been?
I know. I'm pretty good. Actually, how are you guys? 75 episodes. How did that happen?
It went
Yeah.
by really quickly, actually.
Right? I blinked and then 75 episodes later.
I know.
Because you were on like 12 or 13, somewhere around there the first time.
Yeah.
Number
Probably
6.
Is that what it was?
Is it number 6?
That's
It
what I
was
was
number
going to say.
6.
6. I don't know what he's talking about.
I was kind
Wow.
of mad, actually. I was aiming for lucky number 7, and I was just the one before.
Yeah,
But still, I was
yeah.
in the early days when you were still shaping up. You know?
That's right.
Yes.
Exactly. The
Quite,
young bucks of Halloween Lives, the podcast, Michael Myers. Now we're just those old withered veterans of this.
Yeah. Hey guys, you got me curious. You kept eerie and mysterious. What's this thing you're there to film in the next few days? Is it a secret?
It's kind of a secret. We can't really say a whole lot, but it's
Tell as much as you can.
yeah. So we are we're in Iowa and we're going to be filming something.
A Magic Mike remake? Who's playing Magic Mike?
Dominic,
Dominic's got
how'd you know?
He's got insider info going on.
You know, I mean,
Well, we're all showcasing our colors, and so we are initiated in that.
that's true.
that
I know.
development.
We're going to talk about your T-shirt here in a second, but
We can
we're down in Iowa right now. We're going to be filming a little something that we're going to be hopefully putting out in October, and not related to Halloween, but it is kind of in the scary.
So it's not podcast related.
It's not podcast related.
No, sir.
This is sort of the, we talked about this a little bit a couple months ago. We're kind of, the podcast, the Halloween Lives podcast is going to continue on, but we want to branch out. We want to do some other things. And so this is one of those things, and we're finally getting around to finally doing it. And we're
The fans have been waiting because you announced that after the first year. Huh? When it's been a year, you said we're going to expand. We're going to do other podcasts.
No.
We are waiting. You're on the clock, guys.
I know. You got to hold us accountable, Dominic.
Yeah.
That's what this comes down to.
That's what I do. That's what friends do, right?
Right.
Yes.
I put you back to your place. But it's
That's
because we love you as fans. We love you. We love the content.
We appreciate it. We always appreciate your support. And we're obviously huge fans of you as well. And I see you got the T-shirt on. I saw recently you had the opportunity to meet Nick Castle.
Yeah.
That was,
Rude.
tell us
I wasn't
about that.
there at
Tell us
age
about that.
45. Huh? I couldn't be there. But when I learned that Nick Castle was coming to Montreal, it was announced really out of the blue. He was coming to the Montreal Comic Con. And I heard about that like 2 or 3 weeks prior to the event. So I became super excited because I wanted to meet him, but I wanted to use this occasion to tell about my film, So I started thinking, what can I do to show him my work, my love letter to this franchise. So I decided to put the film on Blu-ray. So from scratch, I ordered a Blu-ray burner from Amazon. I ordered a few Blu-ray discs. I designed the Blu-ray cover itself.
Yeah.
I used my own Blu-ray sets. I took the real movie covers to put mine in, to have a few ready, and I brought them with me to the Comic-Con just in time. I created a full menu, so Nick Castle has like the only copy that exists with those special features. I even printed a special note addressed to him that I slid inside the cover. And then I told myself, that's not enough. So I got a few t-shirts printed out, and I brought him one as well. So I came bearing gifts, and hopefully he will watch it. He will wear this.
Right.
And he'll just remember that he has one of his biggest fans here in Montreal.
That's incredible. I'm happy for you that you got the opportunity to do that, because I think, not to stir up some unfortunate emotions, I guess, that you've had to deal with some stuff lately regarding your films and them being taken out and taken off the YouTube and things like that, which is, our feelings on it. We've talked on here. We've talked offline. You know how we feel, and you know how probably everybody in here feels in regards to that. But that had to have been, in a way, a little bit cathartic, or sort of it had to have been really just a kind of a fresh breath of air for you, I guess. It
did. It was heartwarming. It was heart lighting. I don't know if that's an English word. But it's been almost 3 months now. The second film was pulled off the internet by the end of April. I just received a notice that it's about to been 3 months, so there won't be any chance I can reinstate it, and I'm okay with it. Those 3 months have been a learning experience. I've been trying to figure out everything I could about what happened, what I can do. I even reached out to Traincast Films. They had the courtesy to reply to me, to answer me, and not a generic answer. They really took the time to read what I sent them, and I understand their position. Still, I'm working right now with. I talked to the composer Samuel this morning, and we are discussing the possibility to rework the score, so the second film might find its way back on the internet by the end of the summer, or at least early spooky season. The first one is still there. The first one was never pulled off.
Awesome.
It was the second one. And if it doesn't work, I'll find a way. Perhaps I'll just build my own website. But
sure,
again, you're always the first to know when I have news to share.
I was going to say, you broke some news on the show before, and this is kind of that same deal. You're breaking more news, so that's awesome. I'm really happy for you that hopefully there's that workaround, if you will, that you're going to be able to get it back out there, because Austin and I, we obviously did sort of our live reaction to it. It wasn't live, but we did our reaction video to it, and we've had countless people send us messages and say how amazing it was.
You did? Oh, cool.
Absolutely. And it's so unfortunate to, as a matter of fact, we're going to pull up, where did we go here? We just lost, I had a comment here for Dominic. There we go. Let's do this. Slash You and Matt just said, Dominic, love your films. Nice work. But seriously, I mean, people absolutely loved both of these films. And obviously the first one's still up there, but I know the blood, sweat, and tears literally that you put into that film and money that you put into that film. So I think to see it taken down and to not really, to not even be given really a chance to sort of justify or do anything like that. It was just sort of the rug was pulled off.
They heard me. I mean, I don't want to blame them. They have their position. At the end of the day, it's a business. They want to protect their IP. And what really hurt me when it happened, the fact that the film wasn't there anymore, of course, that's quite a bummer, but it was the message that it sent. It's not that my film wasn't good enough. It's not welcome, because they saw me as, I won't say as a threat, but as someone who tried to profit from their IP. And what I understood is that profiting from something is not only about making money. What they saw is that the quality of the film could have helped me to build a filmmaking career faster or easier, cutting corners.
Right.
So I understand what they meant. And once we exchanged emails and I got that, I didn't want to insist, I wanted to respect what they wanted. So that's why I'm reworking the film, putting some changes in it, so it's less Halloween. The music will be changed. I'll probably do a few tweaks before it comes back online, but I want to do it respectfully. I don't want to cheat and having the exact same film by the back door, because at the end of the day, I want to keep a respectful and good relationship with them. When there's a saying, when life gives you lemon, you make lemonade out of it. I just figured they know me, and that is something that right there is quite a silver lining, guys.
Yeah, that is. We talked about that with Austin's wearing the t-shirt. We had these t-shirts that we were
not for sale, Trankus.
Yeah,
never will be.
No, never will
within a week, I think. You announced that,
within
and a few days we
announced it, and they were already all over us, telling us to take them down, and we couldn't sell them, and this, that, and the other thing. And that is what I said to Austin. Is I said, it sucks that we weren't able to do this, and we weren't looking to make we were looking to make a living off of selling these t-shirts. We were just trying to look at a way that's helped support the channel financially to do some other things. But I said the silver lining in it is that Trankus knows who we are, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool, So yeah, we couldn't sell the t-shirt. That sucks. But it tells us that we've made enough of an impact in this community, as have you, Dominic, that they know who you are, and that's pretty cool.
And at some point down the line, what forbids us to just go by Pasadena or Hollywood or wherever their studio is, and just knock at the door and, hi, just passing by. I love what you do. You might know me.
Exactly.
You never know, right?
That's right. So what, obviously, if you're reworking the score, we're hoping that happens. What is next for you? Do you have anything else kind of on the horizon that you're able to talk about right now?
Absolutely, a few things. Well, if we remain Halloween related, a part of the hopeful re-release, I'm also working on making the Blu-ray a thing, so people could get the Blu-ray. I'm not intending on making money here. I really want to share my work on a physical media containing special features, never seen before stuff, and so people can, have that in their collection. It's a thing that kept coming back. People write to me again, when are we going to get the film on Blu-ray? So I'm working on that. And with everything that happened, right now I'm not in the mindset of making a third Halloween stocks.
Yeah.
We can never say never. But right now, the context, fan films context, let's call it that way, is not welcoming to me. I don't want to go through that stress anymore. So if I'm not making in the near future a third Halloween stocks, what does that mean? I'm moving on to original projects.
Love it.
Yeah.
And I think the people on this show, like Mike, who just commented here, love your films, Dom.
Thank you, Mike.
It's I think we're all excited to see what your original films will look like as well. Obviously, you know how I feel about you, Dominic. I think you're extremely talented.
Likewise, guys. Right back at you.
Thank you. And I think no matter where you go, you will be successful within this sphere. I think you've got the brain for it. That's rare to find. Got another question for you. This is from Solid Saturn at 03. Question for Dominic. What changes do you plan to make to the Halloween Stocks 2 score?
Oh, I'll take the music off entirely. It's going to be a silent movie. Yeah.
Love that. Perfect.
That's what we need.
Actually, what I would have to do is just to take out everything that is Halloween theme. That's what they used as a reason to get YouTube to take the film out. It was a music copyright infringement. And when that happened, I really thought that they were going against pretty much every fan films, but they really targeted a few specific ones, mostly the ones that were the most recent. And I reached out to everyone when it happened because I really needed to understand what happened. And we figured out that everyone, in every situation, it was about the music. So I think if I put a few changes, the film as it is now, it's not online, but people who really wanted to see it could just watch your reaction video. It's still available there.
Yes, it is.
That's true.
the film in its actual state, 40% or 45% of the score is already original. So the remaining 55, 60%, we would just have to rework it a little, keep it in the same vibe, I will say, but just rework it so the Halloween themes are not perceptible. We'll just make it our own, which is not a bad thing. And if I offer the option to get the Blu-ray, people could watch the new version of the film online, but still have the old OG classic version at home.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a really good plan, actually. That's a great plan.
I don't want to jinx anything. I'm looking forward to maybe early or mid-September. You know how I love symbolism in everything and in dates.
Absolutely.
If you remember, the first one came out in January 2023 on a Friday the 13th. Then it reached 100K views 9 months later to the day in October on Friday the 13th. And I looked at the calendar. In September, there is a Friday the 13th.
All right. There we go.
Maybe there will be an announcement there. Maybe the film will come out there. We never know. But I would really love to use this date for something fun.
That's fantastic.
And you know, we'll be plugging your movie again. All of the love you got the first time and the second time around will be there for the redo. And and stay tuned for the further original project. It might be coming earlier than you think. I have a good friend of mine, Olivier. He worked as a first AC on Halloween Stocks too, and we became great friends after that. We both love genre movies. We both have a deep love for horror thrillers. And after we made Halloween Stocks 2, he came to me and I want to direct something. And Dominic, I would really like you to produce it. So he came to me with a pretty good script. It was a first draft, but the ideas in there were pretty amazing. And we've been working on the script for the past few months, and it's coming up pretty nicely. If things go as we want, we might get into casting and location scouting in the next few weeks. And I'm really excited about the project. It will probably be something like 10, 12 minutes, but you know our style. I'm going to produce it, so I'll be more... Actually, I'll be the guy who tell him what I want and what I don't want without having directing duties. But he allows me to take my place. He allows me to inject a lot of myself into the project, so we will make it both our own. So it's going to be his film that I produce, but it's going to be a team effort. And I think we are aiming to something pretty insane, pretty twisted.
That's cool. Dominic, you're the man. How do people get in touch with you if they want to?
As always, pretty easy. You can find me on Instagram, Halloween Stocks, and same thing on YouTube.
Halloween Stocks.
Halloween Stocks.
If you guys have not watched the original Halloween Stocks, go to YouTube. Well, go to YouTube after this is over. How about that? Can we agree? Can we let
true.
Can we let the fans
let your thing go first?
As soon as you're done watching in Live 75, go and watch Halloween Stocks. Give Dominic some love. Hit him up on Instagram. Follow him, like him, comment, do everything. Because he's one of the best out there. And Dominic,
Absolutely.
As always, it's great chatting with you, buddy, and we'll be in touch.
Likewise, of course. You take care, guys, and congratulations again.
Thank you very
so much.
Appreciate it, Dom.
He's the best. He's the best in the business.
Once again, a dude who's been supporting us since literally like the beginning. So, we had him on episode 6, and we're very unfortunate to hear what happened with Halloween Stocks 2, but we're hoping that he gets back, able to get that back on with some changes to the score. Let's go back to our buddy Chris. Chris, let's see if we can get. Are we on, Chris? Are we working?
You got me now.
There we go. All right, so
there we go.
I can already hear it. You're in Australia, right?
Yes, I am.
Dude, what time is it in Australia right now?
It is 12 p.m. exactly.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So we're catching you at a decent hour. So it's not like it's. I should have known it wasn't the middle of the night because it's nighttime here. But math is it's not real. It's not a strong suit here. Dude, thank you for coming on, man. I mean, this is like this is international now. I mean, we just talked to Dominic. He's in Canada.
Yep.
Now we got Chris. You're way off in Australia. dude, you were on the program. Was it Live 40? Was it which one was it? I know you were on one.
The 13th one, I believe.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what you do, because I remember talking to you about it, but for those people who weren't with us or who didn't see that, walk us through what you do, because you've got a really cool story.
Yeah, so I'm a drummer. You're talking like what I do for me, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a drummer, and I play in a punk band. We're called The Orphan. We just released our album, 2 weeks ago, actually, our first album. So that's called Oh the Humanity.
Awesome.
So it's, I guess we're for fans of bands from like Every Time I Die, The Chariot, Converge, like if anyone's into that kind of stuff, that's what we're about, yeah.
That's awesome. How long have you been playing drums for?
25 years, 20 years.
Okay, all right.
Most of my life, yeah.
Who's your favorite drummer of all time?
Oh.
Is that too hard to pick?
It's a hard one. Look, hang on. I can never pronounce the surname. Let me get the surname. His name's David. He's from the band The Chariot.
Okay.
Let me get his surname right. I always get it wrong. Hang on. My apologies. I really should know this.
No, that's all right. No,
he's my favorite drummer. I really should know this.
That's all right. That's all right. I put you on the spot.
David Kennedy.
Okay, David Kennedy. I'll have to look him up.
Just his style, man. It's said something about it. He's probably my band's biggest influence.
Is that right? Okay,
very cool. Yeah, his band, The Charity, is our biggest influence. And other than that, I run a record label called Dweller Records, and we focus on cassettes. Is our medium. So we put out a lot of local stuff out here in Australia. So that's been a bit of fun, and yeah,
that's cool. Cassettes seem like that's really become like really popular again.
It's always been big in a certain, like, the death metal scene has never died. They've always loved their cassettes, but yeah, generally it went away for a long time, and it's coming back.
Right. Yeah.
It's a cheap medium. You go to a show, it's $10-15 to buy a cassette. You know what I mean?
Right.
Versus spending $50+ on a shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's true. So you became a Halloween fan. What was the first Halloween fan? We probably asked you this last time, but I apologize. I don't remember. What was the first Halloween film that you saw?
H2O for me.
H2O again.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. H2O again. That seems to be, I'm going to guess you and I are pretty close in age, Chris.
Yeah,
so
I'm 36.
We are. So I'm 38. So we're close in age. And that film, I feel like anybody sort of in our age range, that's the one that a lot of people saw for the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. That's where we all sort of started from our age group.
Yeah, exactly. What so with talking about Halloween H2O, how do you feel like that Laurie Strode compares to what we saw in the David Gordon Green trilogy? Are you more of a fan of H2O Laurie, or kind of we call her Rambo Laurie? What's your
H2O Laurie? Like, Rambo Laurie is not my thing. Like, great movies, don't get me wrong, I love them all. They're all great movies, all three of them. But yeah, I definitely prefer Laurie from H2O. Not because that's where I started. I just think that's what I prefer.
Right.
It feels like a much more natural progression of the character that we see in the original film.
Definitely.
With her being a principal or a headmaster, headmistress, whatever that she is in that movie. But yeah, I got to know personally, being the musician that you are, what outside of maybe the original, because I think that's always the easy one to pick. What movie's got the best score?
Probably number 3.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
I just dig it. I just like it.
Yes. I couldn't agree more. I actually, I bought Austin a little present, and I gave it to him today. So if you go on to, and I'm gonna forget the website now. I'm sure you could find it. They're selling bricks, right? The Halloween 3, the factory. There was an earthquake, and the factory kind of half fell down. And they're selling bricks, actual pieces of the building. This company is, and I bought Austin and myself one of the bricks from the building, and I gave Austin his today. And as I picked Austin up at his house, and I handed him the brick, and I was like, "Hey, here's that brick from the factory from Halloween 3, the Silver Shamrock factory." And as I handed him the brick, the Halloween 3 like happy Halloween song started playing in my truck. It was the weirdest damn thing. It was like it was made for a film, the way that it worked out. But that soundtrack is really tough to beat. I feel like the soundtrack for me, almost puts it over the edge as that in itself makes it a really great film. And I know there's people out there who don't necessarily care for it because it doesn't have Michael or they don't like it for one reason or another. But I feel like the soundtrack, when I put that DVD or that Blu-ray in October, and you get those first few tones in the credit, just those real high pitched, it's like, yeah, here we go. Here we go.
It's what inspired our intro too.
It is, yeah.
Of course, yeah. You can tell for sure.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's always interesting to hear people's perspectives. I also think Halloween, we should do like a soundtrack episode sometime.
We've never done that.
Cool.
Yeah, I would love to be able to do it where we could actually play some of the music, but I know that I don't think we'd probably get by with
We'd
that,
get Halloween stocks.
We'd get sorry, Dominic, we'd get stocked. Unfortunately, that would not be good. Yeah, that's what's Halloween like in Australia? Like the holiday.
It's not big in general, really. Like it's getting bigger. Certain stores sort of every year will have stuff, but yeah, trick or treaters. It's around. It's getting bigger. More in the small knit communities. They all get together and they sort of do it. But I live in the hills, so we're all sort of far apart and stuff. So there's not much where I am. But in the smaller, like I wouldn't say the city, but closer into more the more suburbia, it's definitely around.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. I always wondered about that. I've heard that it's gotten like it's spread. Obviously, it's very big in America, but I've heard that it's kind of spread a little bit into Europe, and I don't know what necessarily in Canada, but I have to assume in Canada it's probably very similar to how it is in Europe. Chris, we have a question for you. Byron's just. Oh man, I grabbed the wrong one. See, I don't know how to. This is why Austin should be just running this thing. Byron coming up with all these questions. Chris, since you're into music, do you think you could do a Halloween score, music with synth mixed with orchestral elements and little cinematic feel to it, and a little I can't even speak.
A little
cinematic feel to it. Could you do that, Chris? Do you think you could?
Look, I'm a drummer. I play a little bit of synth. I wouldn't call myself a synth player. I have a synth right there. I do have one, but
there you go.
I can play along with drums if that helps. But yeah. That's sort of more my thing.
That's awesome. So have you heard of the band Ghost? Do you know the band Ghost? Okay.
Yeah,
Austin and I are huge Ghost fans, going back to like their earliest days. We saw them when like a show when they only had like 300 people. Right now they're huge. But when Hunter's Moon came out, which is in Halloween Kills, it's at the end of Halloween Kills. Austin, it's in the end credits of Halloween Kills, I should say. Austin was the one who's like, "Hey, listen to that. Listen to the drum beat in there. It's the Halloween beat." How would you describe it? Like, what would you're a music guy. I'm not.
I mean, it's got the same drum pattern. And then obviously there is a little guitar riff in there that is very derivative of the original theme, the
right.
But yeah, the drum beat throughout the whole thing is kind of that 4 on the floor kick pattern that you get with the original theme. But
we have another Dana is asking, Chris, fellow drummer here, what kind of drums you got back there?
Sonar, that's what I play.
There you go.
Which is a German company.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Geez, I keep doing this. This is like I gotta just keep my hands off this thing. Chris, where can people find out more about you, find out more about your company?
I'm at Dweller Records or Dweller.records on Instagram. That's probably the best place for that. And for my music is the orphan.noise. As I said, our album just dropped 2 weeks ago called Oh the Humanity. Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music, all that kind of jazz. Yeah, basically anywhere you can find it there. Our first single called Users is on YouTube, and we just released a video for that. It's kind of got like an old school 70s horror feel to it. So yeah, might be worth a chill, but like a bit of an Evil Dead sort of feel to it, I guess.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's worth checking out. Yeah,
that's awesome. I'm gonna check it out, and then I'm gonna hit you up and let you know which ones I like the best.
Yeah, let me know, man. Yeah, so the film that's on YouTube now. So yeah, let me have a view and let me know.
That's awesome. Chris joining us all the way from Australia, dude. I'm glad we got your mic situation figured out. You were able to come on, join us again. As always, thank you for the support. Thanks for sticking around, hanging out with us for this episode, and we'll be in touch again soon.
No, I appreciate it, man. Me and the wife, we watch around dinner every Saturday night, man. It's our thing.
Dude, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Tell her thank you, too.
Yeah.
No, I will, man. Yeah, she's a fan just as much as I am, man.
That's awesome. Chris. Chris, you take care, all right?
Hey, guys. Have a great night.
All right, thanks, you too. Dude, all the way from Australia.
Dude, I don't know. I don't think we deserve all this love.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. It's very humbling when you hear people say things like that. Like, we watch you guys every Saturday night. Like,
yeah.
People are sitting around on a Saturday night, they're watching us.
Stupid, man. How did we do it?
We're very, very lucky. Let's go. Who do we got? Yeah, let's bring on.
So I want to preface this because this is the next guy up in our rotation, and you had mentioned a gift that.
Hold on, I gotta stop you real quick, just really fast, because I want to say something. Quentin has been posting in the comments that he can't get in. Quentin, I don't know what to tell you, bud. There should be an open spot now. You could try it.
Yeah, we got 9 in here waiting, so we have one spot.
We have one spot. So if you can get in, try it now. But otherwise, I don't know what to say. I know you were in here before, but keep trying. Reboot, Control, Alt, Delete, turn off, power,
unplug, replug.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
Put it in rice.
Right.
So we had just talked that you had gotten me a gift recently. That was a brick from Halloween 3, and I and this next person we're about to bring on, who has been on the show plenty of times before, was part of our draft. We've actually got all members of the draft in the chat today. We're going to be talking with all of them here, but it did feel very fitting to bring on our boy Justin, because karma's coming back around for you. Okay, Justin.
Oh, Jesus, can you hear me? Everything good?
He's just waving a knife around.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this in a second, but Austin, you want to show him the video, or do you want me to preface before everything?
Yeah.
There's a video.
I'll pull up the video if you want to do a little preface. We can work together on this.
So, not Austin, Blaine, you were telling me that you love the Scarecrow, right? Like,
I do.
And you also told me you found one on eBay, correct?
I did.
So I've been wanting to do this for a while, and a lot of people know how obsessed I am with the Scarecrow for some reason. I love the stupid design that this thing has, and I guess bring him close. Everybody knows Corey's Scarecrow from Halloween Ends. This is the Remzap one that my buddy wore for the photo shoot, but I've been wanting to, I guess, have something that's a little bit more robust, because as we all know, Tots, their quality control is very flimsy, and it's just kind of So a while back, I spoke with my friend Ryan over at the Meat Grinder, and you guys can go check him out. He produces most of my sculpts. He literally sculpted that thing, which is my sculpt.
Yeah.
And he sculpted the, as we call it, the hero Scarecrow, and it's basically a 1-to-1 match with the real one. There's Austin, if you want, you can show your brother. But
yeah, so right now, I got cooking up at my house, and it was, dude, I thought I timed it out correctly on my computer. It said it was going to take less time. Should be here today, but it is probably finishing up at the house right now. But this is what I took at 9:28 this morning, and I'll show the people. Been cooking this up.
So wait, you're 3D printing this?
Yes. So it should be like very durable, and like it's turning out
solid.
Really well.
That is freaking sweet.
And
that's the hero mask that your buddy created.
So I shouldn't probably leak this, but I really don't care. We scanned, as everybody knows, this is from the movie mold. So this is the closest thing you can get to the real one. I ended up scanning this, and then I talked to Ryan, and we fixed up everything. Like, the hat shouldn't look like this. The side profiles, it's a little bit more blocky on the real one, not like this circular thing. On the Tots versions, they always paint this this stitching pattern wrong. So we fixed it. We made it brand new. It's just a better Scarecrow mask that we can actually now have in 3D printed form. It's robust. It's not going to break. Right. And anybody can paint it however they want. And I don't know if I'm going to offer it. I'm going to have my friend Remzap, who did this one, paint up mine, and then we'll see how it goes. But I know people have been wanting a better version of that Scarecrow. So that's my obsession, and wanting another Scarecrow is basically where we're at, and we wanted to gift you that. Me and Austin were talking, and we wanted to gift you that. So
that is, well, thank you to both you guys.
Yeah.
That's freaking that is super cool, because I don't have one, and I have always wanted one, because I think it's like it's going to be iconic with this franchise, or it's going to be just it's going to be it's entwined with this franchise in so many different ways, but specifically, obviously, with the Corey Cunningham thing, because it was his mask, obviously. But I, as a huge fan of Halloween Ends, that it's important to me that I want to have that mask, and I want to have it in my collection. So that is freaking cool. Thank you both.
Yeah.
That is super nice, you guys.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see it. So when is it going to be? It's going to be done?
So it's done. And here's the thing is, if people in the chat are interested, I would be happy to go through the process of how I take it from the initial 3D print all the way to a finished product. So let me know in the chat if you guys are interested in that. It would be like my rehaul video. And Justin, yet again, here we are with no second rehaul video.
We're back. I literally got a brand new mask, and we're still not at the rehaul stage.
Nope.
I got a brand new one.
We've been waiting.
I know.
I think Austin should 100% do some sort of a video with
So once it's all done, I mean, I like the paint job. The only part that's difficult is getting that kind of like textured look to it. The kind of the scarecrow burlap look to it. Yeah. But no, if people are interested, I'll do a video of how I go about doing the paint job for that. Obviously, we'll try to make it as accurate to the movie as possible. But as soon as it's done, man, it's yours. That's and then awesome. I'm probably going to print one out for myself.
I was going to say, you're going to need one too.
Right then after. So because the way I hold the one that also you got me.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to break it all the time. I'm scared of it. Yeah. And once, when that day comes, I don't want it to be my only scarecrow I have left.
They're very, very cheap and flimsy, obviously mass produced, so no, that's really cool. So Byron asked a question. Do you have the cat mask that Allison was wearing from Halloween Ends, and did you rehaul it?
Yeah. So that's the one that's been the most elusive to me. I technically have one, but it's still with my buddy Dax. He still has to sell it to me, I guess. And then I'm going to send those two off to my best friend who wore that scarecrow, and then his girlfriend who she helps out on their shoots. But I will have one someday. I'll probably hang it up here, and I'll hang up the other Corey mask right here. And I have the two hero masks, and I'm waiting on the other third one. But
how many masks do you own?
I know how many. I own in total in this room right now. I own, I think, 8, 9, and since the Ends mask is in Texas right now, getting overhauled, that's a 10th mask. So
gotcha.
I have a lot of masks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Actually, I don't have it today, but the other thing I got 3D printed was James Hugh Courtney's head. I forgot to mention that I'm getting James Hugh Courtney's head, and it's going to be like a whole life-size project, and maybe I'll announce it here when it's done and when it's here. But I'm getting acrylic eyes for it. That's coming on Tuesday, and I'm getting the sculpt in very soon. So
that's awesome. Where in the hell did you find James Jude Courtney's head at? That's what I want to know.
I found it in the cave. No, my buddy actually, the one who sculpted were the inserts. Actually, there they are. So these are the same inserts that are in the hero mask, Nick Castle's personal hero mask, and it's Away Team's Customs. He's the one that sculpted the entire James Hugh Courtney head, and I for some reason convinced him to let me print it full scale, and now I have it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. How are you guys been? Sorry, I've been rambling this entire time. How have you guys been?
That's what we're here to talk to you. So
I am here to talk to you.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. Right. I'm kind of the special one here for the second. No, man, we're good. We're doing well. We're just hanging out down in Iowa. Yeah. We're on the road today, and we got some fun things going on tomorrow. And yeah, we're good, man. Just kind of rolling and planning what's next for the channel and what we're going to do kind of next. We were actually having some conversations over dinner about some ideas that we have. And it's funny because, and I know we talked about this on last year's live show, but it was 2 years ago that we decided, it was 2 years ago right now, 2 years ago in July, that we decided we were going to do this podcast. And we were just, I had been listening to the audiobook Taking Shape, and I've told this story before. I was listening to Taking Shape and I was like, man, we need to do just a Halloween only podcast, like nothing but Halloween, and just talk about Michael Myers week after week. And it was 2 years ago coming down to Iowa for this sort of, and
Nope. I don't know if I'm the only person that's lagging. Did they break? Or did I break? Oh shit, I broke. Uh-oh. Hi. Shit. It broke. Oh no. Did I break the podcast? Wait, am I the one with... If this gets into the episode, hi. I think I broke them. It's still running. Can anybody tell me? Oh my God. Hi, I run Halloween. So technical difficulty, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's going on. They're back. They're back.
Did you just run our show for us?
I just ran your show.
Our entire episode.
That's
Justin.
a first that not on our own show.
It's now been you and Marie have been the only other guest host that we've ever had on this podcast. So congratulations. You can add that to your resume that you and Marie are now officially guest hosts of the show.
I'm honored. I'm freaking honored. Oh,
awesome.
Jesus.
No, we were like, what's going on here? Everybody's frozen. And then
I just started panicking. I'm like, wait, what the hell happened? I didn't do anything
awesome.
wrong.
I can't wait to go back and now watch the last, minute and a half that we missed to see how you did. I'm sure you did fine. I'm sure it was great.
I hope I did okay, but
I'm sure it was perfect. Justin, where can people find you at, man?
At the Shape of Winter on Instagram, and at Myers of the Year when we do the Myers of the Year competition in, I think it's 2 weeks from now. Yeah. And before I go, I gotta talk to you about that.
Yeah,
I gotta get you one of your knives because you were the runner-up for our competition.
Ooh, I forgot about
last
that
year, and I feel really bad about not getting you your prize.
Dude, I'm not worried about that at all.
Yeah, can I plug my contest really quick and then I'll shop?
Yes, 1,000%.
Hey! So every single year for the past 2 years, I've been running a contest by the name of Best Myers of that year, or Myers of the Year as we're calling it now. It's a worldwide cosplay competition for Michael Myers cosplayers and fans. If you want to join, just submit a photo in the next 2 weeks and you will get a chance to win some awesome prize, be showcased all around the world. And I'm hoping the Duncan Brothers will be able to submit another photo this year. Maybe.
We're gonna do our best. I actually screwed up big time, Justin. I'm gonna tell you something. So Austin sent me a text yesterday. He's like, "Hey, you need to grab your mask. You need to grab your your jumpsuit, grab your costume, and bring it down to Iowa with us because the place that we're going to is pretty dark and spooky, and we'll do a little photo shoot." Well, I was in a bit of a rush leaving this morning and forgot everything at my house. So that plan is unfortunately sort of gone to the wayside. But my hope is that in the next week or two, Austin and I can get together and we'll figure something out because I want to get back into it. It was a lot of fun.
I want to see you guys again because you guys did friggin' awesome. And you were in what? You were second place. You're second place. Yeah. It's still really awesome.
That's not all bad. No, how many people submitted last year?
175.
I'll take it. Wow. I'll take it. Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's fantastic. No, dude, that's awesome. I'm glad you're doing it again. It's always fun to see what you're doing. You put out a lot of cool content. You're one of the best out there that does the cosplay thing, and I've got a lot of respect for you because you take the time to do it right, and that's really cool. So keep up the good work. Thank you as always for the support. We appreciate you, and you're a good friend of the show and good friend to us. So we'll be keeping in touch, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you soon.
Anytime. Love you guys, and I'm sorry for hijacking the show. My bad.
Good.
Sorry.
We appreciate you. No, we appreciate you holding the fort down while we were gone. We had a pee break. Yep.
You had a pee break. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys go. Thanks, guys.
All right, man. Take it easy. We'll see you.
Peace.
All right, that's awesome. Number one, we got to try to figure out a way to submit another photo.
Yeah, we got to take a new picture. We are now operating off my phone, so I'm gonna do some gymnastics. I'm gonna go grab my charger, so that way we can keep this show running live. Blaine,
that's perfect. I go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
So.
Bye.
Because there's says you guys are muted, but can you guys hear me right now? Thumbs up. Anybody hear us? Thumbs up. Good. All right. Good deal.
All right. Cool.
Let's go to our boy Edward. Edward's been hanging out. Here he is, dude. We had a chance to meet you out at age 45. You and your brother. Where's your brother at today?
Oh man, he's I don't know, he's somewhere, being a young man.
Dude, you gotta talk to him. You gotta tell him what's important on a Friday night.
Yeah,
I know. I told him, man, but he had other plans, man. I mean, he is, but he's one of the biggest Halloween fans I know. So, he's definitely he's gonna enjoy the episode knowing that his brother got on. So
that's
pretty
right,
cool.
exactly. Well, you're gonna have to give him a hard time from us then.
Oh, definitely, I will.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy. Sorry about that. It's crazy because you guys remind me of us, right? I'm an 80s baby. You're an 80s baby, right, Blaine?
Right. Yeah. Yes, sir.
And my brother's around Austin's age, so it's kind of crazy.
That's awesome.
That's perfect. So you probably, and I think we actually talked about this at age 45 because we were able to, was fortunate enough to meet you out there. But you probably kind of brought him up on some of these movies, right? I mean, you probably showed him some of his first Halloween films.
Yeah, Halloween was a big movie in our house. Shout out to my mother. First off, my mother is a mother's mother, but when it came to horror films, there was no parental. She's the biggest. She is the biggest horror film fan I know as well. So awesome. She got us into the whole franchise, and this movie hit different. And we never went into depth about any other movie but Halloween.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
She was the first one to actually go in, and all the stuff that you guys are like talking about on your podcast and do now, she would go in and theorize and everything.
She was the OG.
So yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say she was the OG doing this before we were doing it.
Oh man, she got us all the way back to Alfred Hitchcock. She got us back to the old school monster films. I watched my first Halloween when I was 6. It scared the hell out of me. Awesome. And she told me to go to bed afterwards. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
awesome.
I introduced him. My mother also and shit. These films were on during Halloween time. We watched them as a family, and it was a good time. It's one of those memorable moments as a family. We sit down and be one of the go-to films. We try everybody. Nightmare on Elm Street, the Jason, we go with it, but everybody, nope, we want Halloween. So
yeah, man, that's exactly right. I mean, and I think that's what's really fun about this franchise too, and it is for us, and it sounds like it is for you. Like it's nostalgic. The films are nostalgic in so many ways because we watched them growing up, and we remember what it was like to be a kid on Halloween and watching these films on Halloween. And I think that's why they're so special to us now, 20, 30, 40 years later, whatever it was when you saw these films. They're nostalgic. And I think everybody just loves that, to be reminded of what it was like to be a kid,
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, like I said, brings me back to my childhood, and we just grew up on it. We grew up on it, and it was just this movie kept on coming back. And it was like, it's something about this movie. It's something about these characters. It's something about Michael Myers that just sets this franchise, this series apart from all the other horror films, especially in our home, in our household. So
That's
Halloween
awesome.
time, you guys already know what it is. We had 1, 2. You know what, people? You know what? I went back and I watched 3. I wasn't a big fan of it at first, but
Right.
I like 3. I do. It grew on me.
Absolutely. I think it grew on me too. I mean, I don't want to say I was not a fan the first time I watched it, but I was definitely not. I wasn't in love with it. And then it's like, once you start to really just sort of take it for what it is, that it's just a Halloween, like a Halloween holiday film. If I don't know how else to describe it, it's not a Halloween, franchise film. It's about the holiday. It's fun. It's a fun film to watch, and I enjoy it and watch it every year.
Yeah. It definitely grew on me. I watched it as a kid. That was one of the ones in rotation. We was kind of bummed out because we didn't see Michael Myers, but I mean, shoot, I mean, that's some. I mean, to watch a kid die like that. That's, I'm like, wow, that right there, I was like, okay, this movie, it's got some scenes in that hits really hard, and yeah, it's grown on me though. I went back and watched it recently, and then I was like, okay, yeah, I like it.
Right. Yeah, it's a fun film to watch. What's your thoughts on the TV series? Where do you want to see that go?
Man, I'm excited about us getting some more Halloween content, and it can go however they want it to go. I would like to see, I mean, it's a couple of different things. I think that you guys could do a lot. They could do a lot. I mean, in this franchise, if you're a true fan, you can do a lot. And one of the theories I was like, well, how about we just go with, I don't know, the L-Rods, right?
Ooh.
Just think about that. They got like such a snip. We got a snippet of their lives in Halloween 2, but we kind of got the dynamic of that husband and that wife, and just that snippet. And if we just went back and just went to them, and it'd be their interaction with the Myers family, and sort of having Michael in the background. She, Mrs. Elrod might catch him in the backyard just looking. He's kind of, what is that boy doing back there? Stuff like that. I mean, there's so many different ways you can go with this. But I'm excited. I'm excited for what they're gonna do next, and I'm just happy to get some more Halloween series, the TV series. I mean, a lot of the horror films have been doing them, and so I don't see why not. I'm excited about it though.
Exactly. That's exactly how we feel. I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's like, whatever they end up doing, we're going to be excited about. I mean, it's so much fun to be a fan of this franchise right now, because for it being 45 plus years later, 46 plus years later, it's the franchise is still alive and well, and that's exciting to be a fan of this franchise right now, because it's not Friday the 13th that's sort of in like
limbo.
In total limbo. It's not a Nightmare on Elm Street that's in total limbo. Like, we're getting more Michael, and that's all that we're asking for.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's awesome, man. So I'm excited. I'm just excited, man, to see what's next. I definitely am excited about a TV series. I don't think we need to hit anybody. We just got hit with 3 movies. I think we need to build back up to another movie. So, I'm definitely excited about bringing some new fans in. I just got my daughter started on the Halloween series. So she's 16. So, yeah.
Get those young fans in, man. That's what we need. We need the young ones to keep wanting more Michael. That's what we need.
Absolutely. So,
Edward, where can people find you at? You want to throw out an Instagram or anything like that?
Oh yeah. So they can find me on YouTube. I do wrestling content.
Nice.
Yeah,
dude, we got to talk wrestling sometime. I'm a huge wrestling fan, or used to be a big wrestling fan, I should say.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I mean, it's collegiate wrestling. Okay. Amateur wrestling. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. You Minnesota boys are tough. So shout out to you guys out there.
There you go.
But
we got Brock Lesnar, wrestling for the U of M or back in the day.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's a beast. So my channel is t.w.o. Only the nicest. 2 actually, but it's an acronym. So t.w.o. Only the nicest. I do content for up and coming wrestlers, young kids. I basically do reaction videos to their takedowns and different things. Just make it real fun for them, promote them, and different things like that. So that's what I do.
That's awesome. Guys, go check out Edward's channel. And it's always a lot of fun chatting with you, dude. Thank you.
Hopefully we can grab, some hot dogs again outside of the concession stand at 8:50.
Yeah, exactly.
Next time around.
That's
You guys got listen. You guys got friends in California. You guys come out here. You guys hit me up. We grab beers and I'll get my brother out. You know what I mean. You guys got friends in California, so you guys are right out in Cali. Hit me up,
dude. You can count on it. I promise you that. That'll be fun.
Absolutely. And Austin, congratulations on the engagement.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
And congratulations on graduating from college and everything, man.
He's
blessing, nothing but blessings your way.
Thank you very much. It's been a crazy summer. And now I just have a lot more time to dedicate towards spooky stuff. So hopefully I'll be able.
Lord, thank you so much, man. We're having some looks like a little bit of technical difficulties there.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah.
Edward, thank you for coming on the show as always. Yeah, just a great dude. Dude. Thank you. All right. We gotta if we do get out to H50 again, we gotta.
Yeah, 100%. There's so many people like, come on out, come hang out, and would absolutely love to do that. I hope we're not. I'm worried that we're. Time, if things start going weird, let us know in the chat. Who do we got next? Who's next up in this? Oh yeah, let's there go. Yeah, go there. Go. Miss Marie. Marie, can you hear?
Kinda. You're glitching.
Uh-oh, the spinning wheel of death. No,
I am.
It might cut out. And I'm gonna have
Hopefully
to host
Marie
it.
is holding down the show. Is Marie?
I'm gonna host it again. I'm ready. I practiced.
Oh no, we're frozen.
Working off cell phones, man. It's spotty sometimes.
I can't even get internet on my phone.
Let's switch back.
No.
Oh, there we go. Are we?
You're still freezing. You're still robots.
Oh, geez. We heard you for a sec. Oh, hold on. There we go. We got her. There she is. Can you hear us?
Yes, I've been here this whole time.
We're having.
You're blurry.
We're down for a while. Now we had to have Marie hold the fort down.
I want to talk, but I also don't want to interrupt you when you're saying stuff. Uh-oh, they're gonna leave. They're gonna be gone. It's gonna go black.
All these technical.
You're clear. You're
back.
clear now. You're clear. Crystal clear now.
I don't know if we have any fans in Iowa. I know we have at least one.
Yeah, come bring your router over.
Yeah, can you
Jesus
bring your
Christ.
router to the Comfort Inn and Suites and whatever city we're staying?
Yeah.
Marie, how you doing? Yeah, wherever
I'm
we're
doing good. How are you guys doing? I love seeing you guys together in one place. It makes my heart smile.
It doesn't happen very often. It doesn't happen.
I think last time it happened, we were in this situation, but we were all feeling some pain.
We were. Yeah. Marie, for those of you who haven't had a chance to check out our live 55 episode, we had one of our favorite people, Marie, host this for us. And she did an awesome job. And we had some hot wings. And Marie was kind enough to actually join us with, was it Da Bomb?
It was Da Bomb.
Yeah.
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 That
I was gonna let you guys do that all by yourself. No way.
How many times have you had it since?
Not at all since. But
smart.
when I did it with you guys, that was like my fourth time, maybe. I'm stupid. Like whatever. I'll do it for the show.
Well,
anytime.
we always appreciate it. So, real quick, we've been telling people to kind of, give their Instagrams and all that good stuff at the end. But tell us, for those people who have not seen you on the program yet, tell us about yourself and your shows and kind of how we got connected, I guess.
Okay. Well, I am part of the Not a Strong Start podcast on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all that. And then I have my own show on that YouTube channel called Marie Plays It All. There is a fly or a mosquito or something in here, and it's
There's
driving
nothing
me
in there,
nuts.
Marie. You're swatting at nothing. We know there's nothing.
Yeah, that's just my distraction. That's when I'm anxious, like my tick. And I have my own show, Marie Plays It All, on there, where I talk about video games and movies and a lot of horror stuff mostly. Lately, I've been covering the whole Star Wars Acolyte show, which was really good content for a whole 8 weeks straight. I'm like, yeah, I got content for 8 weeks.
I gotta know where you're at with that. I haven't watched it. I've seen things that have happened. I would like to know where you stand, because it seems like it's pretty divisive out there on the Acolyte.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking to me how divisive it is, because I don't like it. It was a chore to watch it every week. I think that the premise of it could have been super cool, like the whole yin yang and the and when in dark there's always a little bit of light, and in lightness there's always a little bit of dark there, and you got to like have like the two of them to be like a cohesive like whole thing. But just the execution of the show I thought was awful, and a lot of the acting I didn't like. The script, oh gosh, it just wasn't it wasn't a great show. There was like the bad guy was kind of cool, and he was the best actor in the show, but he's a really big gaslighting, manipulative, toxic relationship guy. And like we were talking about on the show, we're like, this show's not for kids. This is such a bad it's like no one's a role model. Like you watch Star Wars and you're like rooting for the good guys, and the good guys all sucked in this. They were all bumbling idiots and doing everything wrong, and there's no one to root for. So I didn't like it.
I have no idea what the hell you guys are talking about.
So my childhood was Halloween and Star Wars. That was my childhood.
Similar childhoods. Yeah, no.
There you go.
This is good stuff.
No idea what you guys are talking about.
You don't know what an acolyte is.
I have no idea.
Yeah, neither do I.
Good. You don't need to stay away from the acolyte.
Right. No, that's awesome. We just had Mike here. We're gonna throw up Mike's comment.
Mike said, "I've had enough of these two assholes. Marie should be a guest host a lot."
Yeah. So we agree. We need to get Marie back on the show to guest host another episode. We actually so what's fun about chatting with you is we're obviously huge. All three of us are huge Halloween fans, yes. But we have some very differing opinions when it comes to some of these movies, right? And so it's fun to hear. It's fun to be able to talk to somebody and actually have like a civil conversation, as opposed to when you go online to Facebook or any of these other social medias when people are calling each other names and saying they're stupid because they don't like this movie or that movie. It's always really fun to talk to somebody who can have a respectful conversation and be like, oh yeah, I don't necessarily agree with you, but here is why, X, Y, or Z. Halloween Ends. We've talked about this before. You're not the biggest fan, right? We are. And that's just the way that it is. But where are you at? I know you watch the films all year long, right? You're kind of do you save? I don't know if we've ever talked about this. Do you save any of them specifically for October, or are you always like, when you're feeling it, you do it?
I'm always down to watch Halloween. When I do put anything on to watch like at night as a comfort movie, it's usually Halloween H2O, which is my favorite one. You can fight me on it. It's okay. I know people don't like it. You have every right to not like it. Okay. This is why we get along so well. Cause I'm like, I respect that you like these movies. I don't, but I love that you do. Like, I love that you do. And I'd watch, and then Halloween 4 and 5 those are like the ones, and then maybe the OG in 78, but 4 and 5 are like my comfort ones, and Halloween H2O. And I can watch them all year round. I think just like when Fear Fest comes on, I'm like, and they have the Halloween on all day. That's on all day in October. Like, it's just on all day in the house, even if I'm not in the room.
Right. Yeah.
But I like to watch them all like in October, like 1, 2, even 3, 4, 5, 6, H2O. I'll throw some Resurrection in there just for laughs. You gotta have some trick or treat, motherfucker. You gotta have it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's, we are quickly approaching the Halloween season. And that's what I'm looking forward to, because I am and we've talked about this, I only watch the films, as does Austin, I believe. We only watch them in October, so we don't necessarily have that same experience that you do, where you just kind of watch them whenever. We're very much like, hey, we're going to stick with October. So for that reason alone, I'm really excited to, not alone, but for that one reason, I'm also very excited to do that. Why don't we throw that one up there?
Yeah. So we got a question.
Do the one right above that first. We got a couple. Marie's getting some questions here.
Oh gosh.
Fans of Something says, Austin, Blaine, Marie, have all of you checked out the Halloween portal?
I have.
Is it in what is?
I have not.
The Halloween portal is I don't even know. I think I found out about it through Halloween Daily News. So the Halloween portal is a website. If you just Google the Halloween portal, it's like they're going to have like exclusive content and stuff. It's through Trancas. I don't really understand. Yeah, I just signed up for it this last week. It's called the Halloween portal. Which is it's interesting, and I'm trying to not be like some weird conspiracy theorist or try to like figure
do it.
I know, but I'm wondering like some of the artwork that's on the page, I'm wondering is it somehow tied into the TV show? Like the words even Halloween portal. Like I hope that's not indicative of what.
Are there other portals?
Well, where?
Yes.
I just mean like I'm just thinking like the supernatural portal. That's what I'm thinking. And I know like a portal can be like an internet thing.
Well, that was my question. I didn't know if it was like this is our like X handle. Like I don't know.
I don't know. It's just called the Halloween portal. I don't know. I signed up for it. I haven't seen anything come through for it yet, but apparently you're going to get like exclusive things. I don't know. I saw Halloween and I was like, sign me up.
If there are any portal travelers who could provide further information, we would accept that information.
Yeah. I don't know.
Who has seen something come through the portal? I want to know like what's coming up.
Exactly. Throw Mike's question up on there. What's Mike's got a question from
specific
Marie.
to H2O. He says, Marie, what is the scariest part of H2O? I think it's when John and Molly are trapped between the locked door and the cage, and Michael picks up the keys to unlock the gate.
Good question.
See, the thing about Halloween H2O is like it's one of the least scary ones. And I think that's why I can watch it so easily. And it's just such a fun, fuzzy, warm feeling movie for me. But that one is that scene there is the most tense. That's like my maybe tied for my favorite scene in the whole movie is when they're fighting for the keys. And then when they're in between and he's slashing at them. And then Laurie comes and they meet eye to eye. That's one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie. When oh my God, I'm blanking on her name.
Michelle Williams?
The girl. Oh my God. And the dumb waiter
Sarah.
Type thing. She gets her Sarah, thank you. And she gets her leg caught and she's crawling with that half kind of still sinewed together leg. And then when she's strung up with the light, I love that. I love all of that. I don't think I say scary, but I love those scenes.
That made, and was it yours too? I can't remember.
It was also mine. I
was,
think that's the best and most brutal kill.
We just did our last episode that we did was the most brutal kills of Michael Myers, and that was what we said too, is that scene where she gets her leg like basically damn near ripped off, and then she gets stabbed and hung up in that pantry or whatever it was. That was nasty. That was pretty nasty.
Love it.
What Byron's coming up with another question for us.
Byron's a great interviewer. Byron,
dude,
we gotta have you.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, there's been a lot of guest hosts tonight, and if we go out again, Byron,
you're the man.
Come grab the reins.
Exactly.
Austin, Blaine, Marie, if the film Halloween Ends followed the novel beat by beat, do you think the film would have been better received at the box office?
Go ahead, Marie. Have you read the book?
Oh, I was gonna interject and say, I don't know because I haven't read the novel. I don't know. So tell me what it is, and then I'll answer.
I have only read. I'll be honest with you. I've only read the probably the first 5 or 6 chapters, and not because it was bad that I didn't stop because it was bad. I just stopped, and like most books, I start and never stop or never start. But I do know that there was some really interesting things in what I read with how the book was different than the movie. And like Michael, like at the beginning of the book, they start out basically on November 1st of 2018. And Michael is like battered and beaten, and he's like he kills a garbage man,
Yeah.
and like they find him laying in a pile of garbage or some. There's something weird to it, and it's I'm not explaining it very well because it sounds terrible, but it was kind of interesting. But have you read the book?
Well, here's the thing, Blaine, and this is how many episodes we have done of this show. We have an episode where you and I break down.
Oh my God, we do.
We break down the differences between the.
I was there for that.
Yeah,
I was there for that.
We both broke down the entire differences between the movie, and the novel, and neither of us remember a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
So it's you'd be the expert on it, Byron. If you think it was better, then we'll all jump on that ship too.
Yeah. Sorry, Byron, can't give you more than that. I forgot that we did an entire episode on that.
We did.
It's because we ripped it all off of Reddit. So because it was a breakdown from somebody.
Lord, no, we weren't going to read a whole novel. What do you think? We're scientists? Jose Ramos says scariest part of H2O was Josh Hartnett's acting, which there might be something to that.
That is true.
Okay, Jose is one of my podcast partners.
Oh,
one of my nearest and dearest friends.
Jose, what's up, buddy?
And I hear from him a lot about how much he loathes Josh Hartnett altogether.
Okay.
Even in what's the show, Black Mirror? He was pretty good in that, I thought.
Oh, he'll say no because he just doesn't like him. But I don't mind Josh Hartnett's acting at all. In that his haircut, yes, but his acting, I thought it wasn't bad.
He's a Minnesota boy, so we gotta love our Josh Hartnett, So I don't know if he still lives in Minnesota or not. I know he was living like in the Lake of the Isles in Minneapolis, but whatever, that doesn't matter.
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn lives there too?
He was once.
Oh, interesting. Minnesota's the place to be, apparently. Anyway, Marie, give us your Instagram and all that good stuff again, and where people can find you.
Okay, yeah. On YouTube, Not a Strong Start, and on Instagram at Marie Plays It All, and also at Marie Reviews Everything, where I don't post that much, but I post in my stories more often. And and on the podcast talk about like horror and geek stuff and video games sometimes and all that stuff. And yeah, that's how I met these lovely guys, and I am so happy to be part of your guys' lives.
Yeah, thank you.
We gotta get you back on the show.
Yes,
we gotta figure
absolutely. Let's do
something out, and we'll get you back on soon.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yes, I can't wait. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks, Marie. Good to see you. Take care up in old Canada, eh?
Hey, I'm not that far from you.
Oh, that's
We're
right.
good.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
In Minnesota.
Have a good night. Thanks, Marie. Awesome. So we're down to how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people left. Let's pull Quentin in. Can we pull
Quentin?
Quentin,
are you here? Are you with us, Quentin?
Oh, Corey,
Corey Cunningham.
Quentin/Corey Cunningham. Quentin, you've been waiting so long, bro.
Quentin, you've been very patient, but you are a spinning circle now. Quentin being a spinning circle means nothing to us at this point because we've seen spinning circles so many times throughout this episode where we've lost our host. Quentin could be hosting the show for all we know right now.
That's true. Let's take him down and then let's go.
Yeah. There. All right. This is an OG fan right here. One of my favorite people to chat with. Bryant, how are we doing, brother? You are muted.
There we go.
Hello.
Bryant, what's up, man? How you doing? Long time no talk. We haven't chatted in a while.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you hear us?
All right. I'm getting into some light so you can see me.
Yeah, now we can hear you. We can see you. Are you wearing a Halloween hat? You got?
Yes, I am.
Nice.
Well, it's a hat I put a button on. But
that's awesome.
Hat now.
That's awesome. How you been, man? It's been a while since we talked.
I've been good. I'm glad I got to pop in with you guys. I just wanted to say hi mostly.
Yeah, definitely.
We're having about the Michael Myers.
Yeah, we're having some audio. Your audio issues. It's not coming through real strong.
Hold on, it might be the earphone. You hear me better?
Let's see. Turn ours up on our end. Us. See if we're just. Can you hear us, Byron or Bryant? Sorry, Byron. I've been saying Byron's name 1,000 times tonight. He's been asking some awesome questions.
I can hear you guys.
All right. Fine. I think we're good now.
There you are.
Dude, what is that in the background?
Yeah.
That's Mikey.
I know. That's awesome. Is that a blanket?
Mikey.
Is that a blanket or what is that thing?
the blanket.
Oh, nice.
I want
That's awesome.
to have a cool background this time. I feel like the other times, I think I had masks behind me before.
Yeah.
Then I don't think I had anything else behind me the last time. I think I don't know what I did last time.
Yeah,
but I wanted to have on the background.
Yeah, that's right. I always like your posts, man. You make a lot of cool posts on Instagram, and it's fun to follow you. What besides Halloween? What are like the big films that you're into?
Oh man, I think off top, if I have to say, I definitely still like within the realm of like a lot of slasher films. For the longest time, I used to just watch really old horror movies, like black and white, Bela Lugosi and old monster movies like Boris Karloff and Monsters and shit. But what really got me, oddly enough, and like I'm sure some people will probably like think it's weird, what really got me into slashers more so, I always liked Michael Myers. That was like my one main favorite. But what really got me into slashers was Hatchet. If you ever watched the Hatchet.
Really? Yeah. Kane Hodder, right?
Hodder, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, they're brutal.
I've never seen any of them. Danielle Harris is in at least one of them, right?
She's in she's not in the very first one, but she plays like the character that's in the first one. She plays like the character Mary Beth, I want to think think her name is in the movie, but she plays that character for the rest of the franchise.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Mike is saying 2 and 3. Yeah, she's in 2 and 3. That's I've never seen any of the Hatchet films, and I don't necessarily know why. I just have never watched them.
That was always one that we saw when we were looking to rent movies back in the day when you did that kind of thing.
Check them out if you like Kane Hodder, like if you like how he, if you like the Jason, like Friday the 13th and everything, and how he did Jason. He does this character, this Victor Crowley character, which is one of my other favorite slashers besides Michael Myers. And I'd say my second favorite slasher is probably Chucky.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, like Michael Myers is my main dude, but like I definitely got other like slashers that I'm like super. Those are like, but those movies, the Hatchet movies, definitely got me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm a slasher lover. I think obviously Halloween is number one for me. I think number two would probably be Friday the 13th, just because I probably watch those the most.
Yeah, but I got to put them above Freddy.
Yeah, for
on
sure.
my side.
Well, and it's weird because I know Freddy is a slasher, but it's I feel like it's a different kind of slasher. I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, he's definitely a slasher, but it's different.
I think I know what you mean. It's like because I feel like the rest of the slashers maybe have more. I mean, it depends on how you look at it, I guess. They have more of a human element to them at one point. Like even Jason was like, he was alive.
Right.
Was like kind of human. Michael Myers is human, depending on what timeline, what, thing you go by. But Freddy's like almost, they call him like a dream demon.
Yeah.
I refer to as a dream demon and things like that. So he's almost got like, he's more supernatural than like the rest of them, unless you do like, Leprechaun and stuff like that. But even that's what I mean, like same thing, like you're saying, does Leprechaun, is that a slasher? Like, I don't know. It's like,
right. Exactly. You kind of, you have to draw the line somewhere. I mean, I don't necessarily know what category you'd put them in, because they are still killing people, but it is kind of weird. How about this? Mike just threw out a hot take. What's your thoughts on this one, Bryant? Hot take: the worst Halloween movie is still better than the best Friday the 13th movie.
That is a hot take.
That's a serious. Those are fighting words for some people.
The worst Halloween movie. Oh, where did it go?
There you go. The worst Halloween movie is still better than the best Friday the 13th movie. So what's
which one's which? What's the best Friday the 13th movie?
So, I mean, for me, my favorite Friday is probably part 4.
I think
love it.
Part 4 is probably most like, I guess like the general population would probably say part 4. I have a very special spot, and I think you do too for part 8 as well.
And 6. I love 6.
Oh,
I love
6 is great.
Yeah.
I guess I like 2, and it's only because I like how Jason looks in that, and it's before the hockey mask. I like the potato sack
Right.
Over with the one eye. I always thought that just looked so like random and cool.
It is. It's a cool look, and you know, it would have been really interesting if they had stuck with that.
Yeah,
the franchise wouldn't have been as successful because the hockey mask is so iconic now, right? I mean, everybody, you see a hockey mask, you're like, oh, that's the Jason mask, you know. So it would have been interesting if they had stuck with that sort of that pillowcase mask, if you will. Would it have been as successful?
I was just saying that to my wife the other day because I was like kind of on a Jason Voorhees kick. And 13th, and I was playing the video game, I was watching the movies, and I was saying to my wife, I'm like, what else? Like, could you imagine? I said, do you think like it would have gotten anywhere if he didn't get that hockey mask? Because that's what we know now.
Exactly.
Like, that's crazy. Like, would that have made a difference in like what we have as many Friday the 13th movies as we do now?
Right. Yep. Exactly. We're you know, kind of getting us back to Halloween. I don't remember if we talked about this, and we may have, but where do you want to see the franchise go as far as the TV series goes? Where do you want to see? What would be your favorite idea, I guess?
So, I think I kind of know where I'd like that to go. Maybe just for a portion of it, not the whole show, not a bunch of seasons, but one thing that I thought was really cool that I've probably talked about a few times with my wife as well, that I said, have you guys ever like looked into the comics of Halloween? Like, you know, like they're out of print, but like,
I never have. I don't know if you did.
So one of the episodes where we couldn't film together, my plan was originally to talk through one of the bigger comics, and I forget what it was. I think I even filmed it, but we didn't end up putting it out. No, I'm a big comics guy, and I never really know where to start with those. So maybe you and I'll have to take this chat offline, and you can tell me where to start my journey. But are there specific comics that you think would make a good series?
I don't know the specific names, but I know there's a Halloween comic that it goes more into Michael's time as a child in Smith's Grove after he murdered his sister, and it talks about the things he did. But these are like kind of like they're not. I'm trying to think. I don't know if it's the right term. It's not canon. Is that right?
Yeah, canon.
But there's these things where they talk about things he did in Smith's Grove, where he there were other kids in this asylum, like there was a kids ward or something, right? Like a children's ward.
Sure.
And these other kids were like messing with him and stuff in there. Like other kids, like just for instance, like, I mean, if you ever look into it, it tells you what happened. But there was this one instance where like they had a little Halloween party for the kids ward. And some little girl dressed up like a witch came up to Michael and pointed at him and said, "Oh, Michael has cooties, odd guy out," or something messed up. She's just kind of, just being a kid saying stuff.
Yeah.
Saying at that moment, lightning storm was happening, and I think the lights went out in the asylum. And when the lights came back on, the little girl was like drowned in like the fucking bobbing apples, like bucket.
Oh, interesting.
And I knew it was probably him. Well, at least Dr. Loomis knew it was him. Dr. Loomis, he's fucking evil. It was.
So there's more to Michael killing as a kid than other than just Judith.
I thought it was really interesting, and I think that would be kind of neat, brought to life.
Yeah.
Smidgen of a show, not like I said, not like a whole bunch of seasons, not like a whole season, but a little. That would be cool to just kind of see that brought.
That would be,
that
would be cool.
Yeah, just some flashbacks to his time at Smith's Grove. Obviously before
people up.
Yeah, that would be cool. And I think that's one of the things that we've talked about is sort of like the like the Loomis files kind of thing, right? I mean, like Loomis is like season 1 is more about right after Michael gets into the asylum, and then season 2 he's like 15. Season 3 he's just getting ready to escape, and then maybe we get now a new movie or whatever. But that's the series.
Yeah.
That would
definitely
be cool.
stuff like that. And there's even like encounters with Dr. Loomis that says I'll send you guys links if you want to.
Yeah.
I'll send your
That'd be
Instagram page.
Yeah, do that.
There's a really neat page on YouTube called if I can plug somebody right now.
Yeah.
It's called Beyond the Mask. It's this YouTube page, and they talk about Scream, the Scream franchise and the Halloween franchise, and they cover a lot of the comic book stuff. And it's really interesting. Like, it's just stuff that, like I said, would be really cool being brought to life on screen, because you can't even find these comics; they're out of print. I've gone to look for them. If I ever come across one, oh my god!
Right?
Yeah. Put it through a scanner and give me the files.
I would love to. I got you. Trust me. If I ever find them, I got you.
That's awesome. Yeah, for
It's
sure.
You can't find them now, but
yeah, that I know that's kind of I know there was like the children's book, the young adult book series that was out for a while. You know, I would love to read those, and you know, whenever you see them on eBay, they're like $300-400.
Jeez.
You know, but yeah. Bryant, can you tell everybody where they can find you at on Instagram?
on Instagram, you can find me at Necro Obscura Horror Media 2013. That's where I hang out, do all my horror stuff. I got a few other pages other than that, but if you want to find me other places, you can find me at that place. You can find me everywhere else.
Yeah,
I'm on same name on YouTube.
Awesome. Go give Bryant some love, dude. Thank you as always for your support. You've always been there for us, and we really appreciate you always coming on and supporting the show and supporting the channel the way that you do. So, yeah, man, take care, and thank you as always.
Indeed, and congratulations also, like I heard dude earlier, Austin, on your engagement.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that.
Awesome. I'm glad I was really
so fast.
I'm like, congratulations on this too, both of you guys. Like this I'm happy we got to do this again.
Absolutely. We'll do it again.
We'll see you again on here.
Awesome, dude. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Yes, sirs.
All right. Thanks a lot. See you later. All right. Let's see. Let's pull in. Let's go with Matt. Matt, are you still with us, Matt? There we go, dude. I know I'm looking at the time. I know you're an East Coast guy.
Yeah,
it's getting late, brother. So
yeah,
I wanted to get you on. How you doing?
Oh, I am good, brothers Duncan. Good sirs. How are you guys this evening? How's life?
Dude, we're good, man. We're getting ready to do some fun spooky stuff.
Yeah, you guys are gonna do some shoot. It's a super secret shoot. I can't wait to see this.
Yeah,
super top secret. Can't tell anybody. Wish I could, but
no. That's the fun stuff, and then eventually we get to see it, and we're like, okay, we waited for this, so it was well worth it, right?
Yeah, we're excited. We're really excited, and kind of similar in tone to some of the stuff that you've put out as well. So
okay, I like that.
Dude, so we're obviously here to talk about Halloween, but I got to talk to you about the Blair Witch Project, because you've had some cool episodes lately regarding the Blair Witch Project. We just hit the 25th anniversary of the Blair Witch Project.
Summer of Blair Witch, man, and I mean that movie for me. I saw it in the theater, and like the first weekend, we thought it was real still, and it got me. And
yes,
I mean, I wrote a post. I didn't sleep that night. I'd never been so affected by a movie ever. It literally terrified me like beyond belief, and it was just a great thing. I've never been scared like that since, and I don't really want to be in the sense, because I don't want the Blair Witch Project to take. I want that to be the movie that does that to me forever. I don't ever want that to be taken away. So yeah, if you search Scary Movie Project on YouTube, I just made a piece on 25 years later locations, flew it all with the drone. I had a lot of, it's called The Witch Survives, so you guys can go check it out. It's really, I had a lot of fun with it. And I had Matt Blasi on, who's kind of Blair Witch expert, runs the Blair Witch Experience Tour, which you all should go to. It's in October. He, so that was really fun. It's kind of just been that summer of Blair Witch. It's reliving all that stuff that happened, because that movie was like, I mean, I don't know how much you guys like it, but
it's probably top 5 horror movies for me, without a doubt.
I was 13 years old when that film came out, and I saw it in the theater for the first time. I saw it with our cousin, actually. Our dad took my cousin and I to that, and I was scared shitless.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I remember being terrified. And Austin and I, the house that we grew up in, the house that our parents still own, is in the woods. They're surrounded by woods, and they own some acreage. So they're kind of a little bit out in the middle of nowhere. And I was petrified.
Yeah,
I was
it's great.
petrified. And to your point, there has never been another movie since
No.
that has done what that movie did to me, and I love it to this day.
I remember driving home with my friends, and I couldn't talk, and they were like, "Are you all right?"
Yes.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I know.
But it's good. It's great.
And you know, when you think about, and you probably would never be able to do it in today's world, but you still could at that time, the marketing campaign for that movie, where they really truly made it, you didn't know if it was real, if it wasn't real.
I had no idea, and it messed me up.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember watching like Entertainment Tonight. It was on like real late at night, and they were showing these clips from the film. This was before I saw it.
Yeah.
And I remember even just seeing those clips, I was petrified. And, you know, talking like our mom talks about when she saw The Exorcist in the theater way back, right? In 73 or whatever year she saw it. And she talks about how she was petrified and had to leave, you know, sleep with the lights on and things like that. Now that film, though it's a great film and I love it, it doesn't scare me.
Right.
The Blair Witch Project still creeps me out to this day.
No,
even though,
it's still scary. Yes. It's
yes.
still scary.
Yes. And that is incredible considering how low budget it was and really what the intention was. It was never much like Halloween. And I think that's the parallels here is, you know, neither one of those films was really ever intended to be some huge blockbuster success.
You know what I think is interesting about, you know, you can say what, you know, Halloween the first time you watched it or Exorcist or whatever. The thing for Blair Witch is how did you see it and at what time did you write it?
Yeah.
Did you see it like we did in a theater where we didn't know and it messed us up so bad? Or did you see it 4 years later when it was just some horror film, right? I think that's really important in that film because that is a big thing for people. I think it's a totally different deal the way you saw it.
I have to agree, and I'll tell you why. I in college had a lot of friends, and I was the creepy weird one trying to show them all these horror movies, and I speak about the Blair Witch Project in such high regard that I'm setting myself up for failure when I show it to them,
right?
Because at the end they're like, you didn't even see the witch. I'm like, that's the point.
That's
man.
it.
That's why.
Point.
Your mind is scarier than anything that you would see on the screen. And you know, everybody, I don't know, people my age and younger want, you know,
CGI witch.
Yeah, exactly. Even though I do like the little flash that you get in Blair Witch, the movie, the sequel that came, you're not feeling it. I get it. I get it. It's just,
no, I don't.
I do like, I much prefer not seeing the monster the whole time. I think that's a way better way to do it.
Alien, Jaws, like tell you, like, I mean, that's the best part of it. So if you want to watch that also, but also if anyone hasn't checked it out, I had Ed Sanchez on, who love Ed. Ed's wonderful, director of Blair Witch. He's the best. He was on an episode with us last year. That's there if you guys want to watch that too. He's a great dude. So
I saw that you just posted that recently and I got to check it out, but I want to watch that with Ed Sanchez. We got a question here from Matthew.
Horror Fest.
Yeah.
I am not familiar with said Horror Fest, and I need to find out because when the cast will be there. I'm going to go to the screening in Burkittsville in September. Ed will probably be there.
We're doing that?
Yeah, I'm going to be there for that. They're doing that. Burkittsville finally kind of was. I mean, look, they had a problem for real. Like after this movie, they had a problem, and that was bad. They've since made amends, and it's all good now. And yeah, there's going to be a screening in Burkittsville in mid-September on a Saturday, so I'm going to be there.
Wow,
that's going to be a blast. Yeah, CT Horror Fest. Okay, I need to look at that.
Yeah, and he Matthew just wrote in Hartford, Connecticut.
Hartford. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
good deal.
Check that out. You know, there's been I know there's been some things going on regarding the Blair Witch the Blair Witch kind of series in the last couple months with the cast not being super happy with it.
Yeah.
That is really unfortunate because if you look at the impact that film has had, they really have every right to be upset.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. And that is for sure. And, you know, Josh and Mike and Heather, and they their whole point genuinely is we were 20 something years old with no agents and we didn't even know what an agent was.
Right.
A great episode they had on a episode. I can't remember with Adam Green's podcast.
Okay.
Listen to that and you'll hear them on there. Mike and Josh are on. It's like, we're 20 something. We don't even know what an agent is. Like how could we have helped ourselves here? We couldn't do this. Yep. And then like, you know, we talk about, you had someone on talking about the intellectual property earlier. Like that's the thing. Artisans, that's their thing. And it's all about making money. It's all about cash and we get it. But like, these guys are finding out their names are being used by this like random way like this. Like, this is them. And yeah, you deserve everything you should get for that. And, the fact that they needed to say it too, in a world where you say something and it's, don't you dare do that. Not going to work again.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, nah, we're going to say it. And we're going to stand up for it. So
yeah.
And
Exactly. Good for them is right.
Yeah.
I had heard a rumor that they were going to remake the Blair Witch Project in the last 6 months. I don't know how you'd actually do that. Because
I will never, if they do, I will never watch it. I'm sorry.
I agree.
I'm kind of with you.
I will sit here right now and tell you I will not watch it.
I agree. I don't like. It's one thing
disgusted.
Right. It's one thing to make a sequel, and I'm not necessarily even a fan. I
didn't mind part 2. Actually, I didn't mind it.
The Book of Shadows.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
I didn't hate it like it was hated by a lot of people. So I saw Blair Witch. I saw in the theater, and honestly, the movie made me sick to watch it because it was so shaky. I couldn't. I actually like physically was getting sick watching it in the theater. Yeah. So I've never watched it more than the one time because it made me sick. But I don't know. Dude, so we talking about Blair Witch Project here on the Halloween Lives podcast. But where can people check out your show at?
Yeah, so scarymovieproject.com is the website. I do most of my comings and goings and conversations. Come find me on Instagram, quite frankly, at the Scary Movie Project. That's where you're going to get the most interaction with me there. Facebook, it's there too. I don't do a ton there. And you can listen to the episodes. Go to YouTube to watch that. They're on there. We're on every platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes. You can find it anywhere.
Awesome.
So you can find it
Matt, you and I did some Amityville talk about a year ago now. Little less, I think it was last August we did it, if I remember correctly. We're going to be doing another Amityville show sooner than later.
Yes, and I think you just had Marie on, and I think we're going to bring her into the mix for that as well. So 50 years of Amityville coming up, so I'm all about like anniversaries.
Yeah, dude,
got into these things. So
might as well.
No, so we have some unfinished business there, so we need to make sure we get on that soon enough. So
let's do it. Yeah, I'll shoot you some dates. We'll figure some time out to do it. It'll be fun.
Okay.
All right, man. Hey, thank you so much for coming on the show, and always thank you
guys. Have a great rest of your show and evening and your shoot. Have a good shoot.
Yeah, appreciate that, guys. Go check out the Scary Movie Project podcast with Matt. He's a good dude. We like him. Thanks, Matt.
All right, guys.
All right, take care. All right. We're getting down. We got only a few people left. We've got somebody who's been sitting here for most of the people. I think all four of the people have been sitting here for a while. So I apologize. You guys are. It's not we're not choosing you. It's just this is the order that it just throws up on the screen for who's next. So we're gonna go with Dana. Gonna add Dana in. Dana's been sitting here for a while. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good, dude. So this is, I think, the first time. This is the first time you've been on the show for us. Where are you from? Where are you at? How'd you become a fan of Halloween?
Yeah, I'm in Michigan, so not too far from you guys. To take a ferry over the lake there.
Right.
But yeah, I found you guys probably 5 or 6 weeks ago. So I'm a new fan to Halloween Lives and just trying to. I was just catching up. Just finally caught up to your latest episode.
Oh my god!
Just last week. So
awesome.
I was kind of I was binge listening for quite some time.
Oh, dude,
I'm fan of Halloween. Same as you guys. At least you, Blaine. H2O was. We're about the same age. I'm 38. So
yeah. Okay.
Saw that in the theater with my dad.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I was 13, I think, when it came out, and I had seen. At the video store, we had a hole in the wall video store in our neighborhood, and they had a big horror section, and you could just, you'd see all the movies and Halloween 2, 3, 4, 5, and Curse. So I'd see them and they'd freak me out, and that's kind of what piqued my interest. And it was just, it was after H2O, I was a fan for life.
That's awesome. How long was it? So you saw H2O. How long was it before you saw the original?
It's all a little fuzzy. I had seen bits and pieces of the original earlier than that, but never in a full viewing or anything. Definitely shortly thereafter, I know probably first year of high school, I had seen all of the movies that were out at that time, which would have been through H2O.
Okay. All right. That's what I don't remember is I obviously saw H2O first, but I don't remember when I actually saw Halloween. And that's disappointing to me because it's now, I mean, it's my favorite movie of all time.
Right.
You know, but I don't remember now when I first saw it. And for some reason, and I could be wrong about this, I feel like I went H2O, H4, and then I went to the original Halloween. And could be wrong about that, but
which is a good, I mean, those are three of the best movies,
right?
But you watched them completely out of order,
right? Yeah, exactly. No, that's awesome. So, what would you say? What are your top 3 favorite Halloween films?
Yeah, you guys talk about this a lot on your podcast, and I gotta say, you know, the original is my favorite. And I know that it's such a cliche answer, but it's the reason the franchise exists, right?
Yeah, for sure.
In my opinion, it's the best horror movie of all time. Certainly the best slasher. So that's number 1. Halloween 2, the OG 2 is probably my second favorite. And that one's a lot of fun. I know you guys have a hard time with some of the, you know, walking through the glass door in the hospital.
Yeah.
But I think that one, you know, that one captures the essence of the original the best in terms of the atmosphere.
For sure.
And then it's year after year, it's a rotating thing. I'd say my current third favorite is, Season of the Witch. I would say if I had to pick 3 on an island, and get rid of the rest, those are the 3.
But B3, okay. I could live with those 3 also. I mean,
1, 2, and 3, man. There's something to be said there. Like,
the canon goes away, but you know, whatever. Those are the 3 I enjoy the most.
Yeah. Were you a fan of 3 when you saw it for the first time, or was it one that kind of like we were talking about earlier in the show, did it grow on you after a certain amount of time?
I was, but I saw it so you know, I didn't see it when. I guess when I said I had seen all of them, I hadn't seen 3 yet. So I didn't see 3 until I kind of knew the backstory that it was, you know, Carpenter wanted to do an anthology. And it had already become a cult classic. So maybe there was a little bit of bias there already in my head. But yeah, I liked it right away. I thought it was cool. The soundtrack, like you guys said, is awesome. It's that campy 80s, but it's better than that because it's Carpenter. It's really, it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. You know, obviously I'm sure you've heard me talk about this on the show that I'm very ritualistic when I watch my movies in October. I watch the same movies basically like the same days. Well, more so in the few days leading up to Halloween, but I always watch Halloween 3 the night before Halloween. And I don't know why I do that, but it just really just sets the tone for me that, you know, when the DVD or the Blu-ray menu goes back to like, you know, when the menu starts after the film is over, you know, it like goes back to the menu and it's just like playing that music. I'm like, okay, I know now when I wake up tomorrow morning, it's going to be Halloween. And it just gets me pumped up for the day. You know, I love it. And I think that's what I mean. Like, it's almost become like this weird ritual of like, I have to watch this on Halloween, you know, the night before Halloween.
That's another one, kind of like we were talking Blair Witch before, where I try to explain to my friends why this movie is so great. If you're not kind of like us in this situation, it's kind of a weird movie to show people.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's not for everyone, Halloween 3.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to get out to any of the conventions and meet any of the people from the movies at all?
Yeah. So in Metro Detroit, I'm in the Detroit area. So there's a convention called Astronomicon, and it's mostly horror. They've got some wrestling too. Blaine, I know you mentioned you're a wrestling guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think it was 2 years ago, Daniel Harris, Scout Taylor Compton, and Nick Castle were there.
Cool.
So I think that's the only convention I've been to. I didn't get a chance to get out to H45, unfortunately. So I'm hoping for H50. I'll make it out.
Absolutely. You got, I mean, I cannot stress to you enough, and to anybody watching this, if you are a fan of Halloween, start saving your money now. Do whatever you got to do to get out there, because it was awesome. It was higher. It was better than I thought it was going to be. I expected to go out and it was going to be a convention and a lot of Halloween stuff, and I was blown away.
Yeah,
absolutely blown away. So yeah, definitely, and it'll be obviously fun to meet you if you go out there. I see you got drums in the background. You're a drummer too.
Yeah. I'm not trying to copy off Chris. It was just I'm jealous of all the cool backdrops everybody's got.
That's cool. We should have asked you this when you said you were from Michigan. Are you a Lions fan?
I'm more of a hockey guy.
Okay,
so,
all right. Red Wings guy.
I know the Lions. Yeah, Wings guy.
Yeah.
I know the Lions they're right on there on the cusp.
They are. I was rooting for them, man. I'm not gonna lie. Once the Vikings were I knew they were done last year. I was like, this is the Lions, man. Let's get the Lions. Let's get the Lions their Super Bowl.
I got no problem with
yeah, for sure.
I was no problem with Michigan.
Secretly rooting a little bit, even though I'm not much of a football fan myself.
Okay, all right. Well, I was going to ask you about our boy JJ McCarthy, who's going to be starting the quarterback for the Vikings as a Wolverines guy, but maybe you're not. Maybe you're not a Wolverine.
Not real in tune. You're wrong guy to ask.
That's all right. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Well, Dana, where can people find you at? You got an Instagram handle or anything you want to throw?
I got my handle up there. There's very little horror related, to be honest. I'm probably your lamest guest.
No, not at all, dude.
So you're gonna find a bunch of macarons. So if you guys know anything about French pastries, I've got
okay.
Little bit of a competition with a colleague of mine who's French. So I post those on Instagram, but
awesome.
Outdriver 311, and you can find me there.
Awesome, dude. Well, thank you for coming on the show. It's great to meet you, and thanks for checking the show out too.
For sure, man.
Binging.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Make sure we'll do another one of these in the future. Make sure you come on and say hi, and drop us a line from time to time too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, dude. Take care. Appreciate you coming on.
See you guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, yeah. Cool dude.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's I mean, like, we're really lucky that we have so many familiar faces that show up to this thing, but to have new people that are like, hey, I just found you a few weeks ago and now I've binged your stuff. I'm like, oh man, so you went back to our earliest grossest episodes.
Dude, I can't even watch some of those early episodes. No. Like, I'm not saying our last episodes or our latest episodes are the greatest thing in the world, but all those first few ones, it's like
I watched the beginning of the second episode like 2 days ago, and you're like, hey man, how you doing? And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing great. I'm really excited for the episode. And I just leave you hanging. I was a terrible co-host. We're Dana, thanks for sticking through the dark ages.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. We're only hoping to get better.
Speaking of people that have elevated the podcast,
bring them on. I gotta grab my other drink. Bring them on.
Speaking of people that have elevated the podcast, have been I got two microphones because I think we just muted each other. Speaking of people that have been a part of the journey all the way, I gotta introduce our boy Josh, the Shape NC. How we doing, man? Thanks for hanging out for the time on here.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. Yeah, it's all good, man. How are y'all doing?
Oh, dude, we're doing great, man. This is fun. We absolutely love doing these live shows. Like, it's fun for us to talk about Halloween, but it's even more fun for us to talk with other people about Halloween.
Right. And it's a blast to just sit on here and watch everybody, just to see what other people are into and, how they think of the Halloween films and everything, of that nature.
I love the setup. I see you got your kind of studio going, and I dig that.
Yeah, I had to so I my unboxings and stuff, I do it in the other room. But this, I've spoke to both of y'all before, me and Danny Miller, Also Props, we had started our own podcast, Halloween Franchise Replica Art. So this is kind of the setup for that.
Love it. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's I think I've gone through like 6 different iterations of my setup since this show started.
Right.
There is something nice about like having a good screen behind you that shows kind of all the different things you're into and I love it. I love the pumpkin back there too.
Thank you.
Tell us more about your podcast. I know you guys just started how many episodes are you guys in now?
So we have released 2, I believe, and we have 2 recorded. Hopefully one will be released on Monday, I believe. And that's with Caleb, aka Shape Studios.
Yeah.
And then the other one that has already recorded, it is with Brandon McGeorge, Brutality Arts. That dude is like the king of RZ Myers, man. That dude is amazing. And then me and Danny were speaking earlier today. We might try to get a like a sideshow episode recorded sometime this weekend.
That'd be sweet.
It's how do you like doing it? It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's and y'all know better than anybody. You know, the more you do it, the more fluid it becomes and more natural. You know, me and Danny, or I watched I think it was the first episode me and Danny done, and it was just like left him hanging. You know, like I was a terrible co-host. You know what I mean?
It's something that like you kind of pick up, and I've started to. I think we now have like a rapport for this, not just because we're brothers. Like we have kind of a built-in rapport there, but like when Blaine's cadence reaches a certain point, I know it's like my time to jump in, and vice versa. You know, like you get there to a degree.
Yeah, I think it is. It's one of those deals where you know you have to find your rhythm. You know, and it took us a while to find our rhythm, and not that we always have it. You know, to Austin's point, like we're you know sometimes it's just like, well, that wasn't our best episode, but then we also have episodes where it's like, you know, we're kind of struggling with the idea of what should we do, and you know, we're kind of kicking ideas back and forth to each other. And it's like, I don't know if we could get a full episode of this, but let's try it. And then we end up, and it's like we finish recording, and we're like, damn, that was awesome. Like that was just fluid, and it didn't feel like we recorded for an hour. It felt like we were recording for 15 minutes, and we just blew through it. So yeah, dude, I think it's awesome that you guys are doing it. I love the fact that, you know, you guys are, you know, much like, you know, just talking with Justin a little bit ago, like you guys are passionate about doing this. And there's a difference between cosplayers and real cosplayers, right? I mean, there truly is, like, and you are a real cosplayer. Like you go to great lengths, great extents to find exactly the right costume, material, masks, boots, shoes. I mean, whatever it is, right?
Right. Yeah, man. I appreciate that.
And I respect that, man, because I have my you know, my Michael Myers coveralls, and I have my mask, but I that's as far as I get. For you to do the research and try to find like the exact material, or like, no man, this zipper is different than that zipper. Like, dude, that's crazy in my mind.
It's insane, and I can't take the credit for all that. You know, there's people in the community that are far smarter than what I am on, you know, the coveralls, boots, you know, knives, everything. But luckily, there is people out there that do that research, and I've told y'all before, I'm a perfectionist when it comes to it. So again, luckily, there's people out there where I can just have all that information readily available, and you know, I can just buy everything pretty much.
You're no question. You are up there with like some of the most recognizable Michael Myers cosplayers. And I think when I look at your photos, when you do like a photo shoot, or whether it's a past photo shoot or any new photo shoots, it's like I feel like I'm looking at screen grabs out of a new movie. You know, I mean, it's like you do such a good job with them, and that's it's exciting for, you know, me as a fan, you know, just to see you do that. So do you have like I think the last time we talked, you were working on a new costume. Was it Resurrection? Were you working on?
So I'm working on like 5 or 6 different at the moment.
I should have known. Yeah.
So and they're not all Michael Myers. H8 is one that I'm working on. I got the screen accurate coveralls in, and they're made in Canada, I'm pretty sure. So they're kind of hard to get. Okay. So I got those in a couple weeks ago. As far as not Myers, Jason Part 7, 4, 8, Strangers Pray at Night, the burned kind of face.
That's cool.
But as far as Myers go, I think the H8 is like one of the last ones that I really have to put together.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's.
I actually got a question for you, and I've never really asked you, and maybe we've talked in like our initial conversations, but for somebody like yourself that's like very esteemed in the you know, the cosplay area, what's the grail for you, man? What's like especially in the Michael Myers world, like what's the one like mask you want to get, the you know, the last piece that would really like, if you could choose any piece, or maybe you already have it, like what would be the number one thing you'd want?
Honestly, I mean, if a 75 Kirk is where it's at, but y'all know as well as I do, and other people know, that's pretty much unobtainable.
Right.
So if I could get a screen used mask, that would be my grill. And I'm not one of those people that like consider like the table. Like I've had people like message me like, don't put anything on the table, don't let nothing touch the table, like don't do anything. Well, I got stuff on there right now, you know. A screen used mask, I would most certainly wear it.
Oh,
most certainly.
I don't know how you couldn't. Yeah.
I mean, it would be of course taken extra special care of, but
right.
Yeah, I would wear the hell out of that thing.
Absolutely. You got to put on the mask that Michael Myers.
You got to.
How many of those 75 Kirks do you think are actually out there right now?
In existence right now?
Yeah. I mean,
I would say like less than 15, less than 10 maybe. Yeah. I mean, I've seen one pop up on eBay, and this was probably 5 or 6 years ago maybe.
Okay.
And the asking price was like 30,000.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think it was on its way out. Like there was some rot starting to set in.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Sean Clark has got one that's in pretty good shape. I saw a video of his, and his looks like his is in really decent shape. And to me, that's amazing. When you're talking about a mask that's that old, like that's impressive, because you know there's probably somewhere out there in some old man or some old lady's box up in their attic, there's probably one all crumpled up, all
guarantee it,
molded together, and you know it's been sitting in the heat for the last 45 50 years, and it's just destroyed. But to take a mask like the one that Sean has, that thing is damn near pristine, and that's pretty impressive.
Oh, absolutely. You know, if I see like a yard sale on the side of the road, man, I'll just try to, every once in a while I'll stop in and like, maybe I'll find a Kirk here.
Oh, dude, wouldn't that be something?
Dude, that'd be unreal.
Yeah, that would be.
Get it for $5.
Right, exactly.
That would be wild.
Exactly. Did not even realize what they have, you know, that would be.
I don't think I could sell that, you know. It would be
right.
Even though you could make 30 grand on it.
Right. I couldn't do it. Because I mean, again, you know, there's, you know, less than 15, less than 10, you know, I don't know. I'm spitballing, but
right.
You'll never get another one.
Right. What do you know about the actual hero mask? Like, do you know much about that? Like the one that's rotting away and supposedly is owned by there's a haunted
house owner. Yeah. I don't know too much about it. You know, he released those photos a couple years ago, and that's the first time that it's been seen in,
right.
I mean, a while. I'm sure it's deteriorating, you know, more so than what it was, you know, a couple years ago. I think it's kept in like a air controlled or a climate controlled room.
Right.
No sunlight, no light, I don't think at all. So I don't know. I would like to know more information about it, but I'm just not sure he releases that much on it.
Yeah, it's really interesting to own. You know, it's sort of like, and obviously private collectors are just that. They're private collectors and they want it for their own collection.
Right.
But it's amazing that he owns this iconic piece of horror history.
Right.
And he really just doesn't want anybody to really know anything about it, because you ask the question like, hey, do you even know? Like, nobody can even figure out really where this guy's at, who he is, what haunting. I mean, it's just like it's totally
unknown. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is,
and I mean, it's probably smart on his part.
Right.
You know, because he would have people like me, Sean Clark, you know, everybody else like hitting him up. Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's true.
And I think he has or maybe he sold them the H2 scalpel, the coveralls, and the boots. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Because I think Dick Warlock gave him all that, or sold it to whatever he did. Yeah. Dick Warlock has got to be kicking himself just slightly for doing that.
I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean,
sure.
That's the difference between like a lot of guys like us and then this private collector, because if I had that, I would never shut the fuck up.
I wouldn't either, dude.
Yeah.
I would be putting that shit on my story every day.
Oh, absolutely.
Check this out.
Yeah, look at what I got. Now, Josh, tell people where they can find you at.
Yeah, so the shape NC, the shape _NC on Instagram. Same thing on YouTube. I do mask unboxings, make stupid little intros. And then me and Danny Miller, Oso Props on Instagram, started a podcast, Halloween Franchise Replica Art. You can check that out. We have 2 videos coming out soon, and then hopefully a third not far behind that one.
Awesome. Yeah, go check out the podcast. It's a lot of fun to listen to you guys chat about it. You're both very knowledgeable about that whole topic. So it's a lot of fun to listen to you guys. Dude, thank you for the support.
Thank you.
Always,
Absolutely.
It's always fun to chat with you, and we got to figure out a way to meet up sometime, man.
Yeah.
Some way,
absolutely.
somehow.
Some way, somehow.
I'm gonna
Hopefully
come
before
to
H50.
your house right on the ends table.
Yeah, let's go, man.
Awesome, dude. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank y'all. Yeah, y'all have a good weekend.
See you, Josh. You too. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I'm not kidding about sleeping on the table. Like, I give me a sleeping bag and a
He said,
pillow.
he said he's putting stuff on it. I'm stuff,
Right,
man.
exactly.
Put me on there.
Yep.
We got one more patiently waiting person.
I know.
And it's time. My friend, Frank. Frank, are you there, Frank?
Frank and his ceiling fan. Frank is
Frank.
probably asleep.
Frank said, I've waited for these guys
Frank's
for
been
3
like,
hours.
dude, I've been hanging out. Oh,
Frank.
We've
We've been here for 3 hours waiting for you.
We've been waiting 3 hours. We've been sitting here.
Hey, can you hear me?
You're a little quiet.
I hear you, dog.
Hold on, let me turn off my air quick.
Damn, he's got a sweet setup.
Yeah, you do.
All right, can you guys hear me now?
We got you.
How's it going, Frank?
Right, it's because I got a bunch of dogs in here.
That's all right, dude. You got a sweet setup there. That's what Austin just said, and I agree.
Yeah, man, I got a bunch of masks right here. Check that out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh man,
dude, that's a hell of a collection.
I got more up in my closet right here, but they're kind of hard to see right now. Yeah, how you guys been? Hey, congrats on your engagement, man.
Hey, thank you very much, dude. I've been getting so much love for that today.
Yeah.
That is incredible. Yeah, thank you so much, dude.
Yeah, that's a special thing, bro.
Yeah. How you been? We haven't chatted in a long time.
Yeah, last time I was on, I think it was the last time you guys did a live was like Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Back, like October, I think, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we did an October 13th live. What is it, 40?
Live 40. Yeah,
Live 40.
that was
Yeah.
Live 40.
Yeah, I remember because I went on Halloween party that night and stuff. So yeah, it
Oh,
was,
nice.
It was a good one, man. It's good seeing you guys again. It's awesome, dude.
Yeah, likewise. What's new? I know you're also big into the cosplay thing, right?
Yeah, kind of more fan films, but yeah, I do cosplay too sometimes.
Yeah. And you were last time you were working on a fan film, right? Or you were in the process of, weren't you working on a fan film, a Halloween fan film?
Yeah, we just finished another one. It's called The Nightmare Continues, a Halloween 1978 fan film. It takes
sweet.
place like minutes after Michael shot off the balcony.
Oh, very cool.
Really? Is it out yet or not yet?
What happened? I couldn't hear that.
Is it out yet or is it not out yet?
It comes out on the 31st of July.
Okay, dude. Make sure you tag us because we'll share that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, Dr. Loomis comes out. We got one of my friends to play Dr. Loomis and stuff.
Nice.
It was badass, dude. We shot inside like the alleys and stuff around my neighborhood, make it look like Pasadena. You know, it was cool, dude. It's gonna be a cool fan film.
That's awesome. How long did it take to shoot it from start to finish?
Like a whole night. We shot the whole night. Everything.
Oh, wow.
It's only like 11 minutes, but we shot the whole night. It was cool, dude.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, we got another one coming up, Halloween 5.
Oh, like
Halloween 5 fan film. Hey, can I show you guys the mask for it?
Yes.
Yeah,
please do.
absolutely. I actually saw this on your Instagram the other day. That is such a good Halloween 5 mask.
Check it out. Hold on. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Damn. Is that a Tots mask that's been rehauled?
It's a Tots. It's a Tots. I didn't even repaint it. All I did was just rehair it and dirty it up, make it look kind of, dirty. It looks pretty dirty in that movie.
That is that's the best. That is the best rehaul that I've seen of a Tots mask.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people is they basically give you the mold from the movie and it's up to you to make it look like
right.
screen accurate, if you know what's up.
Dude, that is sweet. I don't have an H5. I don't have an H5 and I don't have a Resurrection. I need to do that. That's freaking sweet.
Here's what's really interesting is I saw your Instagram last week or this past week that you posted that, and it was the very first time where I've been like, I gotta get an H5. Like you made it look good, and I saw you got like accurate H5 coveralls, the knife, everything like that. It was looking great, man. So looking forward to seeing that as well.
Hey, can I? Yeah, that's gonna be for our next fan film. Like I said, for Halloween 5, it's gonna be a sick one, dude. It's gonna be so badass because, I know in Halloween 6, the producer's cut, they try to show you what happens after, like they kidnap Jamie and stuff. And I wrote myself like a little side story of what I think kind of happened that night.
Oh, that's
love that.
That's sweet, man. That's awesome.
Explore that, you know.
I like. I mean, we had Dominic on earlier with Halloween Stocks. I think you cannot give a better ode to the franchise than having fans do that kind of thing. Like to say, we love this so much, we want to build on this story, and we want to use our own imaginations and continue to tell this story. Like, I think that is just so cool.
Yeah, that's the fun thing about fan films. Like, I have dreams about this stuff sometimes. You know, just little side stories. I'm like, oh, dude, I just write it down. I'm like, let's go shoot this. Go on. This will be fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, Sinister Skins just said that H5 looks fantastic, and we totally agree. Yeah, no, that's awesome. You guys mentioned Resurrection right now, remember?
Yes, sir.
I just got the Resurrection mask in the mail.
Oh,
nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Another tots. I just got to rework it though. The hair's kind of sucks.
Is it a good pull? Does it look pretty good?
Dude, the Resurrection mask is very, very thick. It's thick as hell.
Really?
It's thick. It's a good mask. It looks very great.
Oh man, I wish, I've told this story before. I had my first Michael mask was the Cinema Secrets mask, and damn, I wish I still had that thing.
Oh, it's still around.
It is?
Yeah.
Where?
It's at Mom and Dad's.
What?
Dude, we can.
Hey, you had the Cinema Secrets, the Resurrection mask?
Yeah.
I had that one too, like in 2007.
Yes.
Or something I ordered.
Yeah. Yeah, it was almost like gray or silver.
That was great, dude. But you know what sucked about mine is that it came super warped because it was all smashed in like the packaging.
Oh, really? Okay.
So it looked horrible, but I had that mask. I remember now. I remember having that mask.
Yeah, well, apparently this is breaking news here on Halloween Lives. The mask, the Cinema Secrets mask still exists?
It never left Mom and Dad's.
Dude, why is it not an...
If you want, I mean, yeah, you should take it and put it in your...
Yeah, it's my mask. Of course I should take it.
I know. I'll find it for you.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I was before I was on the live stream, I was looking through eBay and I found like a Ruby's Halloween 5 mask that came out like back in the day.
Oh yeah,
really?
I'm thinking about getting that. It's only like $75.
A Halloween 5 mask?
Yeah, you've seen it. I guarantee it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up.
Well, you should buy it and do a review because I know you have a lot of great reviews on your YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I've been lagging on those right now. I've just been going live. I get lazy sometimes and stuff.
That's all right. You're a busy guy. You got a lot going on.
You've been making fan films. So where can the people find? Where can the people watch your fan films?
My YouTube channel, Hollywood Horror Film Club, right there.
Awesome.
That's sweet. That's sweet. Dude, thank you for coming on the show. You once again have been there since the beginning for us. Like legit, you've been there since the beginning. And I wish we could have gotten a chance to hang out at H45. We weren't able to connect, but if there's an H50, we got to make sure we connect.
Yeah.
For sure, guys. For sure, man. Catch you next time.
Yeah. Thanks, Frank. You take care. All right. All right. Thanks, dude. We'll see you.
See ya.
All right. We got to see. Is our boy Quentin here?
Are we going to end the night on a hot note with Quentin?
Quentin, he's been popping in and popping out, dude. Quentin was literally the first guy in the queue tonight, and it just unfortunately is not going to work. So we can take him off.
It's been one of those nights. There was a point tonight where I was really worried about how Live 75 was going because we had two different points. Now it was good because both of the people that had to take over for us tonight have co-hosted the show with us.
That is true.
And thank you to both Justin and Marie for covering our backs. But you know what, man? I think it turned out to be quite a good live show.
It was a great live show. Live 75. It's incredible to think that we are here 75 episodes in. I'll be the first one to say that, we've dropped the ball a few times. We haven't been around every single week. But we've been around most weeks, and obviously life happens sometimes and we're not able to record, but we are so appreciative of everybody who has supported this channel. And some of the people that we talked to, like Frank tonight, man, he was here with us episode 1 on. Just like people have supported us. And we're 75 episodes in, and we're not slowing down, and it's just been a lot of fun. We've met a lot of great people, a lot of cool people in this community, and people that I genuinely consider like friends. I maybe have not met them in person, but they're friends. So it's pretty cool for us. But we're 3 hours and 15 minutes into this thing. Thank you guys for sticking around, watching us through our technical difficulties tonight. Blame Iowa. Just blame Iowa if you're still watching this. Yeah, just blame them. No, we love Iowa. They're just they're our little brother to the south of Minnesota. See, Quentin just popped back up again. Try him one more time. Let's see if we can just try him one more time.
Are you here, brother?
It's the spinning wheel of death. Quentin, we tried, dude. We tried. If you're watching this back, we tried. Oh,
wait, did you see something work?
When he's not muted anymore. Nope. Guys, that's going to do it. Live 75. Thank you so much to everybody who watched. Thank you to everybody who came on the show. And there's a lot more content coming your way. I'm Blaine Duncan.
I'm Austin Duncan.
That's my brother, Austin. And we are out of here.
See ya for episode 76.